Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. And I bring you what was supposed to be Monday night's fan show, but unfortunately my internet decided it would let me down more than what Tottenham Hotspur do. So we have to deal with it today. So it's now Tuesday, and it is your fan show. I will be going through some of the latest news over the course of today. I'm bringing on the guests as well to have their say. Of course, as you can see, there is a poll in the chat. I can already see it quite divisive. It's about Ndombele. Would you give him a second chance? And the reason why I ask that is because there is some portion of the fan base that have maybe been saying it. And Ndombele said today, maybe there's a potential he could be happy at Tottenham. Now, for me, we'll get into that in a minute. I think everyone knows how I feel. But also, Bergwijn to Ajax for 30 million. Lenglet looks like it'll be done before Tottenham head out onto the preseason tour. Speaking of preseason, we were not afraid to leave people behind. Do you think there's any names that could be left behind before we travel to Korea in 4 days' time? And look, can Tottenham mount a title challenge? Well, it remains to be seen, but you guys do let me know. But look, I will get on. Actually, no, how dare I? I was going to get on to the news. I'm panicking because there's no Jack. Jack is away on holidays, so you'll have to deal with me for the next week. But look, I am going to see who is in the chat and see what they're saying. Kulavius says, hello, big up, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Big up, Mark. Good to see you in the house. We have Mark Walton. Evening, lads. The funny thing is that Ndombele is exactly the type of player we need. A squad player who can come in and unlock low block teams with a bit of magic when we are struggling. Yeah, look, we do need somebody like that. I'm glad he backs it up. But he says, unfortunately, the mentality is just not there to work under Conte. Martin, you were about to set me off so early into the stream, my man. You were about to set me off. Yeah, look, for me, I think, look, it is ideal to have someone in the squad that you can bring on to do that. But the problem with him and so many players that we signed under Steve Hitchen is you just don't know what you're going to get on any given day. And that is not acceptable at Tottenham Hotspur. But big up, Martin. Mick Hermalock is in the house. Great to see you in the building, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Old Soul says, Eden all brief moment online in between summer yard and maintenance and visiting the grandkids. Come on, you Spurs. Well, Old Soul, it's great to have you back, and I hope you are good, my man. And then the hottest Spur, I believe he wants me to sing. So look, I will sing this for everybody. It's one that's doing the rounds, and everyone seems to be absolutely loving it. Now Champions League has faded away. Try not to worry. You'll play on Thursday. You fake COVID test. So we smashed you in May. Stop crying, Arteta. There you are, my man. Hope you enjoyed that. Big up the hottest Spur. Hope you're keeping well. I absolutely love that song. Big up, Tio. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Adrian Schrocket, evening all. Big up, my man. Great to see you. King Huddle says, hi, boys. Sad to see Stevie go. I did rate him as a player, but ultimately he proved unable to force himself into the first team, and his overall goal return was disappointing. It just didn't pan out. Yeah, look, I'll be honest, I share a bit of stronger views on that King Huddle, which I will get into. I agree with what you're saying here, but I also would go one step further. As you know, I'm probably a bit harsher than the average football fan. RAI says, welcome, big up Dave and Jack, and everyone, big up my man. Moondog says, I don't want to think or talk anymore about Ndombele, Lo Celso, and Winks. For fuck's sake, please just get them out. Look, it's proven harder than what people first thought. First of all, there has to be interest. And my suspicions were confirmed. It's well and good saying, just get them out. But there has to be takers. And right now, there is none. Because if there was, the deal would have been wrapped up by now. A lot of people heading on pre-season. So, look, I'd be very interested to see if we can get them out before the end of the window. But if not, look, they will contribute to this homegrown problem that seems to be popping up. But look, at the end of the day, you just don't register the likes of Ndombele, Ronald, a.k.a. Ronald Ndombele. You don't register the shit show. You know, Joe Roden, no need to register him either if you don't want to. So there's plenty of players that contribute to the foreign list that we just don't have to register. It's that simple. No part of the plans. But big up Moondog. We have Peter McCormack says this would be more like a fourth chance for Ndombele. Yeah, I agree, my man. Completely agree. Big yourself up, my man. Bobby K is in the building. Good to see you, Bobby K. I hope you're keeping well. We also have Black Cockerel says, hi, everyone, except to Ndombele. Big up, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Move on to quiet. Don't say anything. He says, Yakubu, yes, we know his name. Thomas. Oh, no, I'm not even getting into that stuff today. Not getting into it. I know what people are alluding to. I know what they're alluding to, but I'm not getting into that today. Diego says, the answer to your question in the poll, I don't quite see the no, nope, never, not a chance in hell, no, no, no option. Lord, that's answer. That's my answer. Yeah, look, I'm sure it's many people's answer. Look, let me check and see how the poll is doing, actually. So, it's actually gone down. So, it's 63% right now saying no, and 37% saying yes. Well, the 37% saying yes, unless you're clicking it just to wind me up, please put in the chat and let me know exactly why you think we should give this guy a second chance. As you know, I want to gauge everyone's opinion, so do not be afraid to put it in. Might disagree with you, but put it in anyway. Derek Smith says, Ndombele has bags of talents, gets his head right, and you've got a player on your hands. Yeah, look, that's the biggest problem. And Derek, I quite frankly don't want to be begging anyone to play for Tottenham Hotspur, to be honest. I think we're a big enough club that people should want to come here and play for us. 164 Spurs says, good evening, guys. Long time. Hope you're all keeping well. Good evening, my man. We are absolutely buzzing. Hope you're keeping well. We'll take a few more, and then we will crack into it. Paul Shepherd says, Levy resigns. Hanzo Reza says, hope everyone is well. We're all good, my man. Good to see you in the house. Tottenham Gold says, big up. They won't be on tonight. Be on Friday. We'll be the best team in the league next season. So let's say, come on, you Spurs. Woo! Well, Dermot, never say never. You said you wouldn't come on before, and you do. So, look, the line's not closed, my man. The line's not closed. Still come on, my man. Derek Hutchinson, big yourself up. Great to see you in the house. Same as you, Marlon Green. Good to see you, my man. Big yourself up. Johnny Stokes, big up, John. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Good to see you. Foggy Foam says, big up, everyone. Big up, my man. Who else have we got? Old Soul does say to everybody, like, it takes a second, it's free. Well, Old Soul, that just brings me into what I was going to say before the news. Everyone do smash that like button. It's a massive help to the YouTube algorithm. It's something you can do for us that is absolutely free. Helps push this content out. The more likes it gets, the more Spurs fans we can attract into our Tottenham army that we're trying to build here. Also, feel free, if you are new, to smash that subscribe button as well. It's a massive help on our push to 8K before the season starts. Let's see if it is possible. And guys, at any time, feel free to help support the channel by grabbing that membership link that is up in the chat right now. At the end of the day, if every single one of our subscribers even grab the basic $1.99 membership, it would be a massive help to everything we do here. Or as you can grab the $4.99 one for access to the fan shows every Monday and every Friday. Usually we get more than enough members willing to come on. If we don't, we will put the link out there for anyone else that would like to join us. And guys, feel free to get your super chats in at any point. With your thoughts on anything, we'll sit here, we'll have a good discussion on it. And again, it's just another great way to support everything myself and Jack are trying to achieve here. Wisdom says, big up, lads, big up, my man. Great to see you in the building. Guys, I am on my own today, so there might be a few mistakes, but please do bear with me. We also have Rob Ragnarsson. Good to see you. Same as Leah Cooper, sorry. And then we have Paul Holden, Spursman 68. Good evening, David. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, my man. It is great to see you in the house. But look, I am going to start getting into some of the news because we do have guests and we do want to get them on before midnight, preferably. I know they're sitting in the background telling me to shut up, but hey-ho, what can you do? I'm here to deliver the news. So that news is that, oh, 1 second, how dare I? I'm making mistakes already, guys. That news is that Steven Bergwijn, Tottenham have agreed a deal with Ajax for 30 million euros for the sale of Steven Bergwijn, with Fabrizio Romano saying, Steven Bergwijn to Ajax, here we go. Deal almost on. Tottenham and Ajax closing on final details. Spurs always wanted 30 million, and they will receive a 30 million fee. The Bergwijn deal will be completed this week. Personal terms were agreed since a long time ago. Bergwijn will undergo medical test on Wednesday and then sign as new Ajax player, always being the price tag by Paratici. And the reason why he says that at the end of his tweet is because there was reports circulating from the Telegraph out of Holland where they were saying basically that chairman Daniel Levy had stepped in to try and get a better deal, as Levy was unhappy with the deal Paratici has struck with Ajax and wants to see if he can get a better deal. But Romano has now put them claims to bed. They were reporting that apparently it was a 26 million fee. Levy wasn't happy with it. He wanted add-ons and sell-on clauses. So he tried to renegotiate the deal or have a second look at it. But it looks like Romano has put them claims to bed. Not sure how true it is, but it does look like Levy is dying to come out of the work and do some transfer business because he was in charge of the Spence deal. Maybe a second look in this. I would not put it past the guy if I'm being honest, but it does look like Romano has put them doubts to bed. Now, people are going to say, David, are you sad to see Bergwijn go? And my honest answer is no. No, I'm not. Look, I agree with everybody else. I think there is a player in there. I think there's definitely a future star in there. But at the end of the day, if he's come here and he doesn't want to be here, he stated multiple times he wants to leave in order to get first team football. Okay, leave. If you don't want to stay at a big club like Tottenham and fight for your place, well, then no wonder why you're going back to a team like Ajax. Look, Ajax are a very good club. I have no problem with them. Tottenham and Ajax have a good long-term outstanding relationship, but they're in the Dutch league. We're in the Premier League. There's levels to this. And at the end of the day, Bergwijn doesn't want to fight for his place. Then on you go. We're not a club where we should be sitting here begging players to stay unless they're in the caliber of like Son and Kane. We shouldn't be sitting here begging players to play. They should be coming here dying to make their mark. Now, this is a guy that has had ample opportunities. Some people will say, oh, the guy's never been given an opportunity. He has. He was signed under Jose Mourinho, hit the ground running. Then, since the misses at Liverpool, he went missing. Fresh season starts, given another run under Jose Mourinho at right wing, and never took that opportunity, never contributed with goals or assists. And then Gareth Bale ended up regaining full fitness and taking that right wing spot. Then at the start of this season, Lucas Moura was favoured. And then we end up spending more money on the position to get Kulusevski to come in and do the job that we paid for Bergwijn to do in the first place. So look, the way the Tottenham career went is on him. Plus, he's had a bad attitude. Now, I know people are going to say to me, but Dave, his appearances were limited under Conte. Yes, they were, but that comes down to his attitude around on the training ground, which was reported he had a bad attitude. And at the end of the day, he's just another player that was brought in under a long list of players from Steve Hitchen that are either not good enough or have come in here and have had bad attitudes. And at the end of the day, we've got to get rid of that culture. Conte will not work with players with that sort of attitude. And at the end of the day, the reason why this hasn't worked out for me is all on Bergwijn. Now, look, I get it. He has the World Cup coming around the corner, and that's why he wants out, because he wants to lead Holland going into that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can sit here and moan and say, I'm a left winger, I prefer to play there. Well, unless you're going to get better than Son, which you're not, well, then expect to be backup. But also, don't forget, we've given you an option out on the right-hand side, and you never took it. So that's on you, Steven Bergwijn. But look, I am grateful for that 3-2 win at Leicester, where you came on and got the 2 late goals. That was absolutely outstanding. So thank you very much for that, and a couple of others. You contributed to helping us get back into the Champions League. So look, now it's time to part ways, and hopefully it works out for you at Ajax, which I think it will, to be honest with you. But do you know one thing as well? And people are going to say, well, what do you think of the fee? Look, we're recouping more or less what we paid for him, so we haven't really lost out, to be honest with you. It's £30 million, 30 million euros, 26 odd million pounds. We haven't really lost out on what we paid for him. I think we paid 26.7 million to get him here, pounds to get him here in the first place. So we've recuperate more or less what we paid for him. And I think, look, I'm absolutely happy with that. We didn't really lose out on that, apart from the wages we paid the fucker over the last couple of years. So I think it's a good deal for Tottenham. Now we will, let's see what some of the comments are saying. John N., new channel member, big yourself up. Good to see you, my man. If you are a fan show member, simply just click on that link in the community section and come on and have your say. Now, look, I will get to the next piece of news, and that is that Lenglet is supposedly very, very close to joining Tottenham Hotspur, and that is off the back. He does look like to be the 5th player to arrive through the door at Hotspur Way this summer, according to Fabrizio Romano. He said today in a tweet, Clement Lenglet to Tottenham, just a matter of time, then here we go soon. Agreements being finalised between Barcelona and Tottenham on the loan deal. Lenglet agreed personal terms with Spurs last week. It's a matter of final steps between the clubs. And I believe what's holding up this deal is how much of Lenglet's wages Tottenham actually want to cover, I believe. But look, it could also be a smokescreen, and we could end up seeing something else coming in here out of absolutely nowhere. I don't think so, but you know the way Paratici operates, it very well could be. But for me, I actually think this guy will be in before we travel to pre-season, 4 days away before we heading out on the 9th of July. And as we know, Conte wants all of his players in here before pre-season starts. So I reckon, well, I hope that Lenglet will come in. Now, I have seen reports that Antonio Conte actually wanted Lenglet. Now, look, we're under no illusions that he's not our first choice Bastoni, Gavardiol, we were all, they were our first choices. But at the end of the day, we have to get someone in to fill the position. And I think Clement Lenglet might surprise a lot of people. Yes, he's had a rough time at Barcelona. He's fallen down the pecking order. But look what Antonio Conte has done with Eric Dyer and Ben Davies. Now, they were in isolation long before Clement Lenglet was at Barcelona. They were here for 7 years, never really come out of their shell or fulfill their potential up until last season. So with this guy only being out of favor for the last year or so, who knows? I think Antonio Conte can definitely revive him. Do I think he can replace Dyer or Davies? Look, I certainly think he has the capability to. I think Dyer and Davies gave us very good seasons last season. But at the end of the day, I do think there's room for improvement, especially on the football. And in terms of the stuff on the football he will give us, it might actually help us dominate games rather than having to play counter-attacking, because we have players that are very, very comfortable on the football. So look, it'd be very, very interesting to see what sort of Clement Lenglet we get. Hopefully we get one that comes in here and wants to make his mark. But I reckon if we do, we'll see this accelerated over the next couple of days, and he will be in here before pre-season starts. Now we will move on to the next piece, and that is Richarlison was given the number 9 shirt. Handed the number 9 shirt by Tottenham, previously worn by Gareth Bale, who wore it while he was here on loan when he got fitness at the end of the season and took over Bergwijn's position. Vincent Janssen, Roberto Soldado, Roman Pavlyuchenko, Dimitar Berbatov, Raziak, Les Ferdinand as well. Look, I would say it's a bit of a cursed shirt. I would say no one's done it justice since Dimitar Berbatov won it. Can Richarlison put some pride back into that number? Well, look, I think only time will tell. I think he definitely has the capabilities of doing it. Why not? I think he will bag double digits here, and I think we've got a good signing in Richarlison. And he's also banned for the first game of the season. Bit comical, but I'd say it's something Antonio Conte loves. He's banned because of him holding the flare and throwing it back in the crowd against Chelsea last season in the Premier League towards the end of the campaign. And unfortunately now the FA have handed him, I think, a fine and a one-match ban, so will not be available for the first Premier League game against Southampton. But he will be ready for Chelsea. Who knows? Will we see another flare incident? He might even get himself banned again. We just don't know whatsoever. So, yeah, let me know, guys, what you think on that. There's loads of things here to talk about, a couple more, and then we will start getting on the guest. Now, the reason you see the poll up in there, guys, would you give Tanguy Ndombele another chance? And look, first of all, let me explain, I think, from my point of view, what I think is going on. Now, it's all well and good saying, no, get rid of this guy. Now, it could very well come to a case where nobody actually has interest in this guy. He's on colossal wages. I'm sure Tottenham will want to demand at least half of what they paid to Leon for him, which is about 30 million. We end up paying 60 odd. He went on loan to Leon. It didn't work out. He got 2 assists in 11 League One appearances. Didn't really work out. So he didn't really pull up trees. So it's a risk for clubs to even come in and loan this guy and even offer up to pay even half of his wages, because we know he's on colossal wages. So it could end up being a case where we're actually stuck with this guy. And if we're stuck with him, what do we do? Do we try and reintegrate him back into the team to try and get something out of him and hopefully, get some sort of money back for this guy? Or do you just cut a contract like we've done with Serge Aurier, which would cost us big money and we'll be taking an absolute massive hit financially? Or do you just send him away to train with the under-23s? It's a very, very tricky situation we're in here with Ndombele. Now, me personally, and the reason why I ask this, because I've seen this all over social media lately. Some sections of the fan base asking for this guy to get a second chance, And for me, look, I don't want to give the fucker a second chance, if I'm being honest. And I will get into that now, but we do have a monthly Bobspur TV member for 16 months. Big up, Bobspur. That is a hell of a long time, my man. Big yourself up, Bob. What support? He says, you're going great guns, Dave. I've liked Bergwijn for some time, but Conte clearly doesn't rate him. Good luck to him onwards and upwards. Look, Bob, for me, my feelings on the guy for a long time. I've always had this debate with Jackson where I've said, look, he's not good enough. His output's not good enough. He's been given a chance. Look, I agree with you. There's a player in there. There's definitely a lot of potential that is untapped that someone can maybe unlock and get into. But it's just not at Tottenham, unfortunately. And look, it is sad to see him go, but unfortunately he's had his chance and he's just never really took it. But I reckon he is one that you will see in years to come. I reckon he'll go on to do good things, Steven Bergwijn, but it just hasn't worked out at Tottenham. And we can't keep these players here or keep them here and loan them out in hopes that you get a better player back here. It's never going to happen. He's been here for 2 years, 3 years now. It just has not worked out, unfortunately. Bon voyage, good luck to you. And I do hope it works out. Ajax should probably win, the Dutch title and it'll be over the moon. But big up, Bob. Really, really do appreciate that support, my man. That's absolutely incredible. Where we're at with the Tanguy Ndombele poll, and it's still 61% saying no and 39% saying yes. So it's actually creeping up, guys. It's actually creeping up. Now, for me, the reasons why I wouldn't give Tanguy Ndombele, Lord of the French fries, a second chance is because he cost us a club record fee of £63 million. He wasn't handed any opportunities under Antonio Conte when he arrived, so he's not a part of the plans. He was substituted off in the 69th minute against Morecambe in the FA Cup when we were 1-0 down, and Ndombele proceeded to basically just walk off the pitch very, very slowly, which, basically, and the whole ground was absolutely booing him. Even people at home were going crazy, screaming at their TVs. I got reports that some people were throwing remotes at them. Get that fat ass off the pitch. And at the end of the day, that was an absolute atrocious performance. 63 million. This guy should be dominating them with his eyes closed while eating a Big Mac. I could do it against Morecambe. I really could. This guy paid 63 million for, and he puts in that performance. He gets takes off when we're 1-0 down, and he's trudging off the pitch like he's after being sprinting around like Usain Bolt for the last 2 hours. Absolute load of bollocks. So for me, I definitely don't think he deserves a second chance after that. Let's not forget, Conte, which this is genius, by the way, sent him to specialized conditioning training. In other words, drop some pounds and basically stay away from my squad. So Conte just has washed his hands with him completely. And his loan spell did not work out at Lyon. And there's no interest in him whatsoever. For me, I think, look, I do not want to give this guy a second chance, even if it comes to a case where we could be stuck with this guy, because there is no interest. I would rather rip up his contract, and I know it's a huge hit on the football club. I get that financially. But that will send out a huge statement that it's just like, no more. No more are we laying out big money on these supposed superstars for them to come here and decide. And again, this comes off the back of actually Ndombele doing an interview today where he's there. Oh, well, maybe I could be happy at Tottenham. You're here 2 years, 3 years already. What do you mean maybe? Maybe we laid 63 million. Maybe now you might decide you want to be happy at Tottenham 3 years after we signed you. I mean, I am not begging this guy to come out and play for our club, put that jersey, put that crest on his chest and represent Tottenham. Nobody should ever be begging the guy. 63 million and 3 years, and maybe he might be happy at Tottenham Hotspur. Look, this Ndombele is the biggest symbol of the failings under Steve Hitchen when he was here, and no longer can this saga continue. Look, he's done some good things in a Spurs jersey. We all remember that goal against Sheffield United. We were all, having a jerking circle off to it. It was absolutely unbelievable. He is capable of the sublime. But unfortunately, too many times you just get the guy who does not want to be here. And we're a big club now. We've got big names coming in the door. Players that want to play for Tottenham, that are willing to put the effort in out there. It's, for me, this ship has sailed on this guy. And I feel very, very strongly about this one. We should not be begging this guy to play for Tottenham Hotspur. And at the end there, for me, I think it'll send out a perfect message from Tottenham Hotspur that no longer are we giving you superstars the money you want, the best accommodation at Hotspur Way, best training facilities. You're playing in one of the best stadium in world football. And you're not coming here and performing. For me, I think, rip up the contract if you can't get rid of him. A bit like what we've done to Serge Aurier. Good luck. I think it sends out a message to any other fucker that is instructing his agent to maybe look into Tottenham Hotspur, because they'll pay him big wages and they can come here and just basically act the way they want. But look, with Ndombele as well. It's not just a problem with Ndombele. For me, it's a problem with some of these French players that have come through over the last few years. We all know what Griezmann's problems have been. Paul Pogba at Man United, Martial at Man United. You know, the list just goes on. And Mbappe at PSG, the control he has. Some of these French players are really getting way, way too arrogant, way too big for their boots. And they think they own football now. And this has to stop. It absolutely has to stop. Ndombele should be Ndombele. Look, it should have been Ndombele last year or the year before. We should have just took a massive hit, took 20-odd million if we can get it for him, and out the door. In fact, get him a limousine, all-you-can-eat buffet inside, and send him off. That's exactly what I'd be doing with Tanguy Ndombele. I can't believe that. You know, sitting there 3 years after doing an interview. Oh, well, yeah, there's potential. I mean, honestly, we're paying you nearly 200 grand a week, paid 63 million. 3 years later, now you think, now. I mean, what goes, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be harping on about it, but what goes through some of these footballers' heads? I mean, if that was me, I'd just sit there and say, look, it hasn't worked out for a number of reasons, you know, and at the end of the day, look, if Conte wants to keep me, I'll do all I can for Tottenham Hotspur. If he doesn't, well, then, look, I'll try and find suitors elsewhere. Just put an end to the saga for you, for us. 3 years, and now he might be. Honestly, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Someone just give the guy an apple and tell him to fuck off. I'm pissed off with that idiot. Now, again, moving on from Tanguy Ndombele, now there's a smile on my face because preseason is right around the corner. Next Wednesday, Spurs will kick off their preseason games playing a K-League 11, and I cannot wait. But speaking of preseason, we actually leave on the 9th of July to head to Korea, which is 4 days' time. In the past, we have actually left some players at home that Tottenham expect to leave the club, aka like Danny Rose, where, you know, he just didn't get taken on the preseason tour whatsoever, trying to force him to leave. Now, others could end up well traveling, but be allowed to leave early in order to maybe finalize some deals. But out of these list of players, guys, and I'm going to bring them up on screen here, do you think any of them, there is any fear that any of them could be left behind from the preseason or should be left behind? And for me, I look at the list. You've got Tanguy Ndombele, Gila shit show, you know, Winksy, the great playmaker, you know, Brian Gil-Messi, Joe Rodon, Jack Clark. For me, I think Ndombele should be left behind. Just make it clear there's no plans for you. Stay behind. Instruct your agent to find your new club. Or you can only use the training ground when there's no under 23s, no underages, and no first team using it. Giovanni Lo Celso, I would also leave back at Hotspur away, to be honest with you. This is a guy where reports came out that nobody absolutely likes him. For me, there's no point in continuing with him. Again, put pressure on him to realize that there is potentially could be facing a season with no minutes whatsoever and force the fucker's agent to find a move. Harry Winks, again, another player I would like to see the back of, but I actually think he will go on pre-season. He's never actually done anything wrong at Tottenham Hotspur. He's a decent lad. He gets his head down. He works hard. Unfortunately, he's just not good enough. He's absolutely shit. But I do think we will bring him on pre-season. Brian Hill, look, I'll be surprised if there's not. Look, there's talks of maybe a loan move happening before we jet off in pre-season. We'll remain to see. But I think he's one that we will bring unless there is a move on the horizon. Joe Rodon, again, I think we'll bring until maybe there's a move in the works from Jack Clark. I don't think we'll bring. I think we'll leave him behind, to be honest with you. I think they'll look for options for him as well. So, guys, let me know if you think there's any players that could be missing the preseason to Korea. And can Tottenham challenge for the Premier League title? Well, that's what I want to know from all of you guys out there. Can Tottenham challenge for the Premier League title? Me, I'm getting excited, and I can't help it. I get excited going into every campaign. Look, there's 22 points to make up in order to try and beat City. Yes, I know they signed Haaland, but we have made massive strides towards that this summer in trying to close the gap with the players that we've brought in here, with the set piece coach coming in, all them sort of little details that are showing that they now matter to Tottenham Hotspur. Can it be done? I think it's going to be a huge ask, but I definitely think we can be in with a shout with 10 games to go. After that, when that 10 game comes around, that's where it's up to Tottenham. But I definitely think we can definitely make a challenge with 10 games remaining. And from there, we will take it from there. But look, guys, there you have it. That is all the news and all the talking points for today's fan show. If you do want to come and have your say, the link is up in the community section, guys. Feel free to click on it. Come on and have your say on all the news. Get your votes in on our Tanguy and Ndombele poll. Make sure you keep liking and smashing that subscribe button. And guys, feel free to get your super chats in as well. But look, it's about time we get on the guest. Everyone is telling me to shut up. Get the guest on. That's what they're here to see. So let's get the first one on. And the first one in is Queen Ellie.
Yay.
Ellie.
Yeah. I was singing, shut up in your face.
Did you like my rendition of Oasis about Arsenal?
Yeah, I loved it. It was brilliant. I love it. Any song that criticises Arsenal, I'm there.
100%. I absolutely love it. I've been singing it all day. But Ellie, I mean, a lot of news today, a lot to get through, a lot to discuss. First of all, Bergwijn Ajax, 30 million deal, done deal, medical tomorrow. You sad to see him go? And do you think we've given him a fair opportunity at Tottenham Hotspur?
We gave him a fair crack. He had enough games to prove himself. Kulu had less and done more in those games that he... So you've got to weigh it up. He's only young, so he's got his whole career in front of him, really. Ajax wanted him. We wanted him gone. He was never in Conte's plans anyway. Otherwise, he would have, after that Leicester game, he would have given him a big chance, but he didn't. So it just shows you that there was something wrong. If there was something right and he saw him work hard in training, his attitude, his response with the other players, you know, Conte's no mug. If he sees something that's worthwhile, he's going to give that player a chance. And he never gave him a chance after that Leicester game. You know, that was his big hoo-ha, wasn't it? It was like his last game.
Yeah. It was. And look, at the end of the day, I trust Conte's judgment, to be honest with you, Ellie. I think, look, he's been around the block. He wins titles. He wins domestic cups. He knows what it takes. And for me, I think he's obviously looked at Bergwijn. I think it's probably the attitude thing. I think he's probably looked at it and it's like, look, don't have that attitude, won't fly around here. If everyone's not going for the same cause, well, then unfortunately, I don't think you're good enough to win us titles. But look, we know that. These players have been here, had their chances, and haven't delivered at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Look, sad to see him go. I definitely think there's a talent there, but at the end of the day, Ellie, we can't keep persisting with guys that just don't want to be here.
True. If you don't shape up, ship them out. That's what I say.
Exactly. I could not agree more, Ellie. And look, Clement Lenglet as well, supposedly very close to joining Tottenham. Hopefully we do see it before we head out to preseason. Ellie, what's your thoughts on Lenglet coming in? Look, he's not our first or our second choice, really. We know Bastoni, Gavardio, maybe perhaps Bremer as well, Pau Torres. What do you make of Clement Lenglet? Does it excite you?
It does, actually, because when you think about it, he had 2 brilliant seasons at Barcelona, and then he made a few gaffes here and there, and the crowd started getting on his back, I read. So he's got a point to prove. I like players who've got a point to prove and who come for a fresh start, because he'll be willing to come in, put his head down, work hard, get to the fitness of the Premiership as well, because the fitness in the Premiership is a lot different. And players get found out. So we're going to soon find out. In his first 10 games, that's when we're going to know, I think. Give him 10 games, and then we'll see where he goes from there. Because if he starts dropping his form, Davies will be there waiting. Yeah.
Do you think he's good enough, ultimately, to dislodge
I think he is.
Dyer or Davies?
I think he is, because he's more versatile. He's a better player on the ball. He can pass really brilliantly. I was watching him when he was at his height. His passing is on point, David. That's what we need. Someone who can move the ball quickly, because Dyer, he's too deliberate and he's too slow. He's not quick enough. Davies is quick enough when he passes the ball, but his accuracy of his passing is nowhere near Lenglet's. Nowhere near it. So I'm hoping that we've got a star player who wants to prove himself and hit the ground running. Yeah.
I really hope so as well, Ellie. I really do. Do you think now, look, bringing in Lenglet, or looking at even Gavardio or Bastoni, it's clear we're looking at someone that's a bit better on the ball. or technically better, braver on the ball than Dyer or Davies. That's clear to see by our targets in this market.
Yes.
Do you think then Conte is looking to change the way we play and be the ones in possession, be the dominant ones in the game, rather than the attacking or counter-attacking football we seen last season? Do you think he's looking to change?
Because I noticed that they pass the ball around the back a lot. He doesn't want them to hit it long. So this player, he can do quick passes and get the ball into midfield and get the ball to the right wing back, sorry. So basically, Perisic should be waiting for him. The other side, we've still got to fill. So let's see who comes in, whether it's going to be Jed Spence or even a bigger signing than him to come in. We're not sure yet because Levy's in charge of that the Jed Spence one. So we're not 100%. But one thing's for sure, he will get the ball quickly to them. And he's got quick feet, the boy. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play, David. Exciting times coming to Spurs.
And speaking of exciting times, I mean, look, I was a big critic of Daniel Levy. You were too. Now, look, I've asked him to bring in a director of football, someone that knows the footballing side of things. He's done that with Paratici. Yes, Paratici has made some mistakes with Conte and some mistakes at the very beginning when he got here in the transfer window. Or with Nuno, and then some of the transfers he got in here. But since then, he's rectified it with quality signings, bringing in Antonio Conte. Is times changing at Tottenham Hotspur? Because we also acted very, very quick in this market, which we're not used to seeing. 4 players in the door already with potentially a 5th, maybe a 6th in Spence before we even head off to Korea in pre-season. Do you think times are changing? Are you happy with the transfer window so far? Or do you still find yourself underwhelmed considering we had 150 million spent?
2 parts of that question, right. So the first part to address is the Levy, the question mark over Levy. We've always had a question mark over him, haven't we, David? But the main thing is he is starting to move on recruiting the right people in the right place. All right, I'm going to give credit to Conte as well, because he must have had discussions. And we've got this new set piece coaching, which is fantastic. I was watching him today, and he was saying set pieces contribute on average 15 extra goals, which could be the difference between finishing first and second. Yeah, you know, or even if you don't finish first and second, and you're just challenging for the top 4, you will make it. So that's one fantastic thing. But I'm giving credit to Paratici and Conte, because they know who they would have
Mm.
recommended. They know about this guy. Levy's not a football man. We know this. Whatever Conte's saying, he will go with. All right. So that's one part of the question. I don't want to give him too much credit because he's failed us for too long. So, you know, but the second part is, can we challenge? Yes, we can, if we get that right wing back field, because that is essential to how the way Conte plays. And we've got to get someone more experienced than Jed Spence. Bring in Jed Spence, but have him as a learner, somebody who's going to learn, and maybe even put him back on loan to see how he gets on. I'm just one of these people that I want somebody like Conte. You want somebody ready, somebody who's got experience, who's played around the world, or who's quality in the Premiership. I actually wanted Rafinha. I really did, but I don't know whether we can get that one on the line. He hasn't signed for anybody, to my knowledge, because I've been watching the news.
To Barcelona, I think once
he's nearly, but sometimes they do crash down at the last minute, so you never know. But other than that, I still think we need a creative in the midfield, because all our midfielders are much of the muchness. You know, we need somebody who maybe can switch it up a bit. But the thing is, with that, I don't think Conte fancies that, because otherwise he would have got Eriksen in, or someone similar, of a similar ilk already. So I think he like somebody said yesterday, he doesn't have a plan B. He goes with his plan A and he sticks with it, because he's a man of principles. He knows how he wants to play and he'll stick to it. And look what it done for us. From January to May, he got us to top 4, David. So, a leopard doesn't change its spots, I'm telling you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And look, I think we've done great work so far in this business, but we still have a bit more left to do. And hopefully we can get that business done. With Bergwijn going to Ajax, that frees up 30 million for us now on top of what we already have to be able to play with. So hopefully now we can go and spend that wisely. So look, Ellie, I mean, after all the business we've done so far going into the season, do you think Tottenham can mount a title challenge? And I start this message here from Derek Smith. He makes a very, very good comment. He says City and Liverpool only lost 5 between them. So no matter what, no matter who they get in, they can't really get much better. But Spurs basically can. Do you think we could close the gap and maybe go on a title run or even come out of this season with a domestic cup?
Right, that depends on our front two. If they can perform better than they did last season, even. Sonny was on fire, Kane was catching up, wasn't he? Because the first 5 or 6 games, he weren't even in at the races, really. But I think with those two and all our new additions, and if we get that right wing-back position filled and the centre-back, another centre-back, a quality centre-back, yes, we can. It'd be lovely to get De Ligt in. Be fantastic if we can get him. Because he's going to see us signing all these fantastic players. Richarlison's another one. He's going to give us extra goals. So we've got to be at our very, very best to topple Man City. We could probably go over Liverpool. We can, because they've lost Mane and they've brought in a rookie guy who's never played in the Premiership. And we've seen some Portuguese stars really hit the ground running, and some of them have really failed. So that one's a bit of an entity. But what I say, we have got a chance, but we've got to play at our very, very best, you know, to topple them. Because Man City, we know they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, look, and you know what? Just for me, Ellie, look, I'm excited. Look, can we win the title? I agree with you. Look, I think it is a huge ask. Is there an outside chance? Look, everyone always has an outside bet going into the season, and I think Tottenham is that outside bet. You look at Harry Kane. He's going to be annoyed that Son won Golden Boot. Don't get me wrong, delighted for him in terms of friendship and love for each other. But as an athlete, Kane would be pissed off, and you bet my words he'll be working hard this preseason to hit the season running and reclaim his Golden Boot. Now, you look at it. We've got the last 2 Golden Boot winners in Son and Kane. Son, incredible season last season, reached new heights. And by the way, there's been reports or articles the last few days about Son having a discussion about being world-class with his father. And basically his father kind of hinting maybe like he's not just world-class yet. And Sonny basically saying, if I was world-class, I wouldn't even have to have this discussion. So I think he'll come into the new season hungry, ready to kind of get into it, like in his mind, which we already think he is, but in his mind, into the world-class bracket. Kulusevski, one of the hottest prospects around Europe for his age.
Brilliant.
Posted some of the best numbers for a young player last season from January onwards. Richarlison coming in, he can hit double digits. Perisic can also play up there. You look at Bissouma, he'll be coming in, proving a point, hopefully putting his names in the papers for the right things and getting all them false allegations off his back. Hopefully now he can move on. He can come in, hit the ground running. Højbjerg, we know what response we're going to get from him, Ellie. You know, he's going to take his game to the new level.
My man.
Hopefully Lenglet coming in, pushing the defender. So I think everybody will actually be at it heading into this new season. And I'm really, really excited. Plus, Richarlison, he wants to still reclaim that number 9 heading into the World Cup for Brazil, which his manager kind of suggested today that it will be him. But Richarlison will have to prove between now and the World Cup. So I actually think he's in prime position to hit this Premier League running, hit the ground running. And if we can get over that hoodoo against Chelsea from that second game away, I think we can have a very, very successful season. I think we get points. I think that will give this team the motivation they need to keep going. I think they'll start believing anything's possible if they can break that hoodoo.
And do you know what else I'd like to add to that, David? Is the World Cup coming up in November. That's going to have a really big... Whoever comes back from that injured... if you get your 3 or 4 key players injured coming back and they're not going to be able to play, all right, for the rest of the season, for example, because they picked up a really bad one, that's going to have a big influence on who actually takes the league title as well. You know, because you say they lose Haaland and they lose all their Spanish boys. You know, and also they're going to be tired. So we've only got really Kane. I think we've only got Kane and Son going. Is that right? Dyer's not picked. Oh yeah, Lloris.
Lloris will go. Yeah.
Mate. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting Richarlison.
Yeah,
The Welsh boys won't go, will they? They didn't make it, or did they?
They did make it, yeah.
No, they did. They did. Sorry, because Bell scored a goal, didn't he? Yeah. So either way, whoever comes back with the lesser injuries is going to have a big influence on who takes that league title. So I'm hoping that we stay fresh, and we come back with no injuries.
Yeah, look, that would be absolutely ideal. I mean, look, as a Tottenham fan, I think, it's probably the same for every club, but as Tottenham fans, we feel like injuries fuck us over every single season.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
But Ellie, look, last talking point with you, and that is, look, I've seen a lot of mixed things the last few days. Ndombele. Look, I've just spent about half an hour on my thoughts. What's your thoughts on Ndombele? Would you give this guy a second chance?
I'm in line with you, David. I'm a Spurs lady through and through. I'm from Tottenham. I was born and bred in Tottenham. If somebody comes to our club and shows so much disrespect to our club and then does an interview to say, oh, well, I might want to stay at Tottenham, that doesn't give me no hope and that he's going to knuckle down and actually play for us. He doesn't deserve a second chance in my book. Yeah. Right? If you're Spurs, you come to Spurs, it's an honour to play for our club. Yeah. We're a big club. We've got the best stadium. We've got the best training facilities. We give you fantastic wages. And then you go and do that to us. And then we loan you out to Lyon and you don't even try there so somebody else can buy you. Nah, he doesn't. He can do one. Get out of our club and don't take him on the pre-season tour to just show him that you're not welcome. You can come to the ground and train and we'll get you off our books. And like you said, if nobody comes in for him, because they know what he's like. They're buying a player who's not going to work for them. So they don't want to get him. So like you, David, I'm with you. Rip up his contract if we can't get another club to even be interested in him. No one's come up to him. It's July now. The transfer window will shut very soon. Yeah. And not one offer. So that just shows you that other managers don't want him either.
Look, managers, it's such short term they get now compared to when they used to when I was growing up, where you get at least 2-3 years. It's such short now. Sometimes you could be gone after 8 games if it's not working out. What manager wants to stake their tenure on Tanguy Ndombele? I'll be surprised if there's any. I'll be very surprised if there's any. No. But anything else you want to talk about before we let you go, my dear?
Not really. Just I want to say a big thanks to all the people that have stuck by you as well, because I've been with you from the offset, especially Bobby and the NHS. What he's done, raising all that money, fantastic. Incredible. What a guy. And we're privileged to have him here as well on the Irish Hotspur. It's those sort of people that Ndombele is not worth. Yeah. He's not worth our support. We're here to support our players when they support us as well by giving 100% every single match. And he doesn't even give 50%. So, Bobby, if you're listening, well done, son. Well done.
Big up, Bobby. Absolute big up, Bobby. It is absolutely incredible cause, and what he's doing is absolutely incredible. So big up, Bob, on that. But look, Ellie, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me and helping me get through some of the fan show on my own.
I'm going to say hello to Jai and Bobby K as well. Hello, boys, and well done, Jai, for winning 4-1. Brilliant.
Big up,
That's the sort of player we need at Spurs.
Yeah, legend, absolute legend. We love winners over here. Well, Ellie, big yourself up, and we'll see you again very soon.
And I'll go, come on, you Spurs.
Spurs, come on.
Come on.
Ellie, let's get out.
Thank you, David. Take care.
See you, Ellie. See you.
Show. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, Ellie, absolute lunatic. I absolutely love her. Her passion for Tottenham. Never, ever lose that, Ellie. It is so infectious. What a woman. John Smith with the super chat. Johnny boy, really, really appreciate the support, my man. Really do. And he says, honestly, I think we can catch up to Liverpool and City. Lenglet on loan is a class deal. 15 to 20 million for Spence leaves us with 100 million for a Cam and a centre back. Look, I do think it's a huge ask, but eventually Liverpool and City have been going for the last 3-4 years now. Eventually there's going to be a drop off, a recycle, and hopefully it can be this season. Conte's first full season at Inter, won the league after Juventus pissed it the season before. You have to even think they went unbeaten. Came in at Chelsea, they finished 10th the season before, went on, end up pissing the league over here and winning it. Can Conte do the same in his first full season? I think it's achievable. I think in the market so far with the signings we've done, we've given ourselves the best possible chance, including looking at the minute details of the likes of the guy of the set piece coach. And not only can he contribute offensively, but he'll also help us out massive defensively as well, in my opinion. And hopefully that can that can yield 12 to 15 points next season extra. You know, again, look, we're looking at getting favourable results against Man City and Liverpool like we did this season. It's going to be a huge ask, but I do think so far we've given ourselves the best opportunity, but there is more work to do in terms of signing. Look, John, I think Lenglet, look, at the end of the day, I think getting Lenglet in is smart. Look, there might be an option to buy him. If we want, we know Paratici likes to kind of structure deals like that. It's kind of like a try before you buy sort of situation. And I think it's smart. I think it's smart because if a Gvardiol or a Bastoni does become available by the end of this summer, January or next summer, it means we should be in a position to pounce because we're not locked in with Lenglet longer than 1 year. So I think we've got him in on loan to maybe see if something on Bastoni or Gvardiol can happen, because Bastoni only has 2 years left on his contract. So there is potential come January, come next summer, if he doesn't sign a new one, that his future could be up in the air, and hopefully we can go after him. So rather than go out and spend money on someone that's maybe your 4th, 5th, 6th choice, get this guy into cover and keep your focus on your number one target. And hopefully that's what we're doing here. With Spence, look, Spence is one that excites me. It's one of them ones. It's a bit unknown. You don't really know what you're going to get from the guy. He could hit the ground running and within 2-3 months be a mainstay in our first team. And we're sitting there absolutely jacking off the light with ourselves. Fuck me, what a player we've got here. Or we could also be sitting here next season and talking about him the way we talk about Emerson. But he's one that excites me nonetheless. But I would like to bring in another centre-back, if we could, to be honest with you, Josh Smith. And maybe someone in a cam role that you do have the option to bring off the bench. I think another centre-back, someone to challenge Eric Dyer, is absolutely crucial. Dyer, Davies have been a part of squads that have got loads of managers sacked. Pochettino when it went sour, Jose Mourinho, Nuno. And if we don't get the backup for these guys, what's to say that they don't all get together and do it again under Antonio Conte, because we know how demanding and physically demanding and mentally demanding the Conte regime is. So in order to stop that from happening, you've got to bring in these boys and make sure that there is always competition for places, because they've been able to get rid of managers before because there has been no competition. Even though we brought it in, it's never developed, so there's been no competition. So these guys can walk around Tottenham Hotspur way doing what they want. So hopefully now that is the end of that. But big up Josh Smith. Really appreciate the support. Hopefully you enjoyed what I had to say off it. Let me know in the chat whether you agree, disagree. But the support is absolutely magnificent. Big yourself up, my man. And really, really do appreciate it. We've got Colin Turner as well with the support, with the super chat. And at the end of the day, my man, absolutely every little helps. So I really, really do appreciate that, Colin. Big yourself up, my man. No comment. I don't see a comment in there. If there is supposed to be one, just put it in and I will bring it up. But Colin Turner, big yourself up, brother. Guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I am nervous with no Jacko, but I think I'm getting through it. Okay. You guys give me a lot of love. Cedric Wahiani. That's what I'm going to go with. Sounds good. My Irish accent lets me away with it. And he says no one wants him, so he might as well work. I think that's according to Tanguy Ndombele. Look, for me, I don't care what we do with him. Just get rid of him. I don't care where he goes. I don't care about finding the best option for him. I want him gone at all costs. He's the symbol of failure, symbol of lazy, and a symbol of everything that you don't want your son to grow up to be if you want him to be a professional footballer. And on that basis, for me, get him gone. He's had 1, 2, 3 chances. Pochettino, Jose Mourinho, Ryan Mason, Nuno, Conte. In fact, 5 chances. 5 chances. And now he might be ready to be happy. Toss him off and send him off. Big up, Cedric. Really appreciate the support, brother. And then Dermot from Tottenham Tantrum Goal. My man, absolute legend. And he sends in a super sticker. Let me just see what that super sticker is, Dermo. And it is just someone cheering. Big up, my man. We want to see armpits. Big up, Dermot. We want to lift them trophies. We want to see armpits. Big up, Dermatron. Big up, my man. Absolute legend. And he's a member for 8 months as well. And he says, big up, Dave and Jack. We can be on a new wave of success for the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. We spent wisely on players. We seem to be doing right for once. And I am so excited for the new season. I cannot wait. Yeah, look. I mean, where we are right now, it's better than sitting here still trying to figure out what signings Tottenham can do and get in the door. Why we're sitting here penny pinching, and being the laughing stock of every single window. It's actually nice to be the front runners, to be the ones leading it, to be the ones with all the headlines. It's a really, really nice change for once. And with the signings, Perisic, proven world-class trophy winner, Fraser Forrester. Sorry, guys. I'll just take a quick sup of my Monster Energy to keep me going. Hope you guys do not mind. A bit piggish on my behalf, but sometimes I get thirsty. So back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about? 1 second, darn it. So, we were talking about the signings. Perisic, world class, and a proven winner. Has trophies to his name. Knows what it takes to win games and get over the line. Plus, technically, absolutely quality. Fraser Forrester, Premier League proven, has played in Europe. So if he's called upon the Champions League, it will not faze him. Played in Europe for Celtic. Premier League proven, reliable, dependable as a number 2. Good signing. Bissouma, absolute brilliant signing. Look, this is one that every top club was chasing. They wanted him, but they didn't do their homework on him. Didn't realize he was innocent. We did. We swooped in, got him at a nice fee as well because his contract was running down. Even though we have 150 million, I'd rather spend the 25 million we did on him than pay him 50 million just because we've got money. Absolute brilliant signing, Premier League proven, destroyed us in the FA Cup, destroyed us in other games, and a player that every top club has been tracking. For me, absolute brilliant piece of business, should hit the ground running and offers athleticism and other things. Someone that can pick up the ball and drive at people that we already don't have in that midfield option. And Richarlison, Premier League goal scorer, proven to get you double digits. I like his mentality as well. A win at all costs sort of guy. And for me, beast up our forward options. So now, no matter who we go into the games with, I would be confident that we still have more than enough to go and win them games. And then hopefully Lenglet and Spence and maybe 1 or 2 others to follow. So Dermot, definitely exciting times ahead, my man. So big yourself up, brother, and really, really appreciate that support. But look, we will keep this moving. And the next guest we have on is Elias. We've got Elias, Chris, 3 Spurs boys, Rufus Rufcott, and Michael, all still to come. So stay tuned. Plenty of good people and opinions coming your way. Elias, how are you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm fine now. Just been down with COVID past few days. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, my man. It's good to hear that you're doing well. It's
The
good to hear that
Richarlison
you're doing well.
signing has energized me.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Just quickly, Chris Hagenburst, there's 335 people watching and 162 likes. Hit those likes and subscribes. I mean, come on, guys. Should be absolute standard practice. You don't walk into your parents' house, or I wouldn't dream of walking into my mother's house with a pair of dirty runners because I'd get the broom across the back of the head. So what I do is I wipe my feet before I go in. So the ideal thing, and it's kind of like here, you just smash that subscribe before the stream even starts if you are one of them eager beavers. If not, when you come in, you should always smash that like. But Elias, we have plenty to talk about, my man. Absolute plenty. I mean, do you want to talk about stuff I've already talked about? Have you any other things that maybe I've missed that you want to talk about? Take it away, my man.
Continue, man. You're doing an awesome job today.
Thank you. I try. But look, I mean, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Bergwijn? Do you want to start with the topic of the show? Should Tanga and Ndombele be given another chance? Do you want to maybe laugh at Arsenal? Where do you want to take this?
Let's laugh at Arsenal. Arsenal get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go.
Third,
That
everywhere they
everywhere they
go,
go,
everywhere they
everywhere
go.
they go.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, my man. Opinions on Bergwijn leaving the club, brother?
Yeah, man. That guy, absolutely. I mean, it really makes sense that yeah, he has been given every single chance for many years over the right, over the left, and he couldn't prove himself really. And definitely, I mean, I know there's a fan base out there who do think that yes, he should have been given much more playing time. But man, if you're not performing well on the training, and you can't impress like three managers out, you really don't stand a chance in this
Mhm.
club. We have a big project. We have big ambitions, big dreams. We can't just have a player sticking around. And I think for him, it's good that yes, he is willing to move on, and and there's something better happening for him, because I do appreciate him for all that he has done for that Leicester game and all that. But he wasn't just the kind of player that we can actually give the
Mm.
regular amount of minutes every single weekend. So I'm actually happy for him that he's going. And
Yeah.
all that bullshit that yeah, we could have actually given him a chance, minutes and all that, that's just nonsense, to be honest. He got every single chance that he could have actually grasped, but he couldn't. I mean, on right, he had options to take over Lucas. As a player, I think he has definitely much better skills than Lucas. On the
Yeah.
ball, he's much better than Lucas. But I don't think he has the right mentality, the right kind of character to overtake Lucas. So no point.
Yeah.
He couldn't fight with him on the right wing spot. Then came then you are definitely not better than Sun to take over the left wing
Yeah.
spot. So that was out of the order. And then thirdly, even when Kulu came, you couldn't even battle with him. So it really doesn't make sense that yeah, that guy had to go. And I'm happy that yeah, he's gonna do much better in Ajax. I personally hope so, because
Mm.
no matter what, actually at some of our bad times, he has helped us. Like the City game when actually all our strikers were down, and he made his debut. That was a good game. And then the
Mm.
Leicester game, every single point matters. And yeah, Bergwijn, I do appreciate you, but yeah, you are not just the kind of player who I would have for in our starting 11. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I completely agree with absolutely everything you say. And look, is it a shame that the guy has come here and it hasn't worked out and we've had to let him go? Yes, of course it is. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and massage people's egos, and caress their feet and their shoulders, make them feel good or whatever it may take to get some of these fuckers on the pitch. I'm just not willing to do it anymore. We should never be sitting in a position where you're forcing players, please perform good today. It should be an absolute fucking guarantee at this football club. An absolute guarantee. Um, Look, moving on from Bergwijn, I completely agree with everything there. The subject of the show, my man. I mean, would you give Tanguy Ndombele a second chance? What is your thoughts on that? Look, you heard mine. I'm very passionate and very staunch. No, what's your thoughts? Would you?
A very staunch no as well. I absolutely hate that guy since that mock camp game. I was one of those guys who almost threw the remote at my TV when actually he was not moving. I'm like, come on, move on, move on. And then I heard Kane saying, "Okay, get off the pitch."
Yeah.
And since the game, I absolutely hate that guy. I wouldn't even want to see him even in our training ground. I would be like, if I would be Daniel Levy, I would just tell the security guard, oh, please don't let him into the first team pitch. Let him practice outside, or just bring in his own staff or whatever. Just don't let him even train with the guys. He doesn't even deserve that. I mean, we are a top club in London. We are a top club in the Premier League. This kind of mentality doesn't have any place in the kind
Yeah.
of club we are a big club, and we have the world class training facilities. We have the world class stadium. And if somebody, we have to force this guy to actually prove his point there and fight for his spot there, it's an absolute disrespect. This guy
Yeah.
doesn't deserve all this. He doesn't deserve this. He is absolutely taking for granted all that he has been given. That
Yeah.
60 million price tag is absolutely taken for granted, really. This guy could have proven himself much a lot. I know a lot of people do say that yes, he's good on the ball and this is some kind of player that we need. Who cares, man? I mean, you can bring in Lionel Messi, you can bring in a player like Neymar in PSG, but yeah, those are good players, really. But you see what's happening with them. Even they are being evaluated because they cannot perform in that their club. So why can't we be like PSG? PSG has to kick out some of the very big names, like Zlatan, Messi, and when they didn't perform, if they can, then why? Who is this Tangi guy that we are considering that we want to evaluate him and give him a second chance? Oh please, second chance. I mean, I have worked in companies that even you mess around with boss once, the boss doesn't give you the second chance, and
Honestly, though, there's fans out there. Some of them are like Oliver Twist lately. Please, sir, can I have some more? And it's like, look, Tanguy and Ndombele, look, there's a
yeah.
player in there, no doubt about it. If his head was right and he could perform every single week when required to an acceptable standard, in fact, well above and beyond, that's what I expect from the money we pay for him, then yes, keep him, give him a second chance. But at the end of the day, like the old lad said here, he watched a training video today. He was even last in the warming up jog. He was still last in that. Look, at the end of the day,
Basically, he was just jumping on a
when people
trampoline.
say there's a player in there and he's what we need on the board, is he though? Because like you said, Messi, who delivers every single game, that's someone you need. But do you need someone where you just don't know what they're going to get? Is he good on the ball when you don't know what you're going to get? No, he's not. He's not. So for me, he's just got to go. He's absolutely a melon. He's a melon head.
There's no argument even there. He's an absolute lace. He's the kind of guy who is just there to actually earn the wages. I mean, I wouldn't want that guy anywhere near us. I mean, like what I just said, actually, even normal people, they don't give second chances nowadays to employees even. And this is Spurs. Come on, this is mighty Tottenham and their boss Antonio Conte. Who are you to actually earn a second chance or third chance even, I would say, under him? So come on, man, you have to go.
Unfortunately, though, there's fans out there, and look, mainly I would say
I can see some here even on our chat.
I would say, look, mainly youngsters, where it's like they look at a few highlight reels of the guy. Oh, he's such a baller. No, he's not. Honestly, players back in the day used to be able to do what he'd be able to do with a fucking tennis ball. Now that's a fucking baller, not someone that has a few highlight clips over the course of 3 years. Absolutely. End on bye. Thank you. Actually, not even thank you. Good luck, good riddance, and fuck off. Clement Lenglet joining. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Elias, look, not first choice by any means.
One French player to another one.
Yeah, these French players, they cause a lot of trouble everywhere they go.
The French guys are just not very good in Premier League. You have seen Paul Pogba, you've seen Tanguy, but I've heard that the guy is not as bad as in his attitude, and he has had a good time in Barcelona. And apparently the kind of bad stuff that he has suffered is apparently under the bad management that Barca has had over the past 1 year or so. So it makes sense that a player like Lenglet is struggling there, and actually he's a baller. He's a baller that you can say that yes, he is a baller in his position. He makes quick passes, he makes good crosses, he makes the long shots. That he is the kind of player that absolutely fits in the Antonio Conte system. Of course, I understand that he's not our first choice. Of course, our first choice is Bastoni or Guardiola, but he is the kind of baller that Conte can work with him in his system. He can make those long range balls. He can make those quick crosses and quick defenses. And I would say that we shouldn't look at him just from the angle that he's French, but he's a nice guy actually, and he has a good track record to prove it. And I hope that he does well under us. He's a problem. I mean, unlike Romero, you can see that Romero is a very physical player. He wins the ball, but this guy actually he passes very fast. So you do need something like that in our defense as well.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Do you think Antonio Conte then is trying to adapt their playing style from the counter-attacking to being the ones on the ball and dominating? But which means by doing that, you'll come up against a lot of teams that set up their defensive structures. So it might even cause us a lot more problems next season, them sort of low block teams. Do you think maybe by bringing in, because it's clear when you look at the targets, we want someone that's a lot more comfortable on the ball?
Well, I have split opinions. I think Conte is building a very versatile kind of squad. So if you look at Bissouma, he's a kind of perfect player who is meant for the counter-attacking style of play. On the other hand, you see Højbjerg. Højbjerg is the kind of player attacking counter attack. But if you look at players like Bentancur, Skip, okay, they are on the ball. They are more towards the offensive game. Same as Romero is one side. You have one who is very counter-attacking player, and then the other side, if you have Lenglet and Dyer, they are the kind of guys who play the wrong long-range balls. So
Yeah.
I guess he wants that versatility, that variety. That yeah, whenever you need that sort of game to work in, it can happen. And
Yeah.
I'm absolutely. I think that's something that he's doing a great job. I mean, if you look at Chelsea, Chelsea plays a similar system compared to us. But if you look at their players, that the kind of signings that they have been making, they are not very versatile signing. They are all the kind of signings that can work along the same style of play. Uh, like I was having a chat with one of my friends earlier, that why doesn't Chelsea buy a left-sided centre back? Because if you look at all their centre backs, they're just centre backs.
Mm.
I think that's because they just particularly stick to one particular system and rotate around now.
Yeah.
West Conte is very good in moving things around and changing tactics, and nobody realized that yeah, Conte has changed the tactic because all these players can work in different positions in different styles. They
Mm.
can be flexible, and he made a statement himself that yeah, he doesn't want that he doesn't want that mentality that oh, this is the first team, but he wants to have every player being that when the player is sent on, he knows that yeah, what that person is doing and how
Yeah.
he can adapt with that particular team that is already on the pitch. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of team that you need in order to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, my man. Um, what else have we? Yeah. Here's one. Preseason coming up. We're leaving on the 9th of July, my man. I mean, do you expect all these players to be brought out, or do you think that Conte will say, "Hang on, I know you've got your bag packed, so I know you're standing here on the runway waiting to get on the plane, but where the fuck do you think you're going when you've done absolutely nothing here for the last year?" What players do you think he might leave behind? Because I do think he will. I think he's that sort of character who'll make that statement.
He can bring them in to just give some massage or some to serve water bottles and all that. But I don't. Okay, if you want to take even somebody for that, don't even take Tanguy and Ndombele for that. Your Korean flight is wasted.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I don't think Tanguy and Ndombele would be going with the squad to Korea. Absolutely no from me. If I would be Conte, I would tell that guy,
yeah,
go back to go back to your home. I don't even want to see you there. Lo Celso, okay, Lo Celso is the kind of player I think Conte might give a second chance. The pressure is mainly from the I think the support of the fans
yeah,
because after his performance in Spain, there's a sort of expectations that the fan base has from him. Uh, and I personally think that he doesn't deserve a chance, but Conte might have to give him because of the built up expectations.
yeah,
So Lo Celso might be there. Harry Winks, I think definitely the guy is nice. He's just isn't the kind of guy
It's gonna
who
kill
is.
Elias. It's gonna kill me seeing him on preseason. It's gonna absolutely kill me seeing him in the new Tottenham kit. Kill me.
Yes.
He should not be here. In
He
fact, he
should not
shouldn't be
be
allowed to
there.
go, but he will end up going. He shouldn't be allowed to go though.
Are you talking about Lo Celso or Winks?
Oh, Winks, Winks.
Oh, Winks.
Both.
Well, I think he would be there. I think he would be there. Because
Mm,
I think because of his relationship with the club, and he may not be playing the games, but I think he would be there as a sub. He would be there. Brian Hill, I don't think he would be there. I think it would be Troy Parrott over him. Definitely Troy Parrott over him. And who was the other guy? The last one, Rodon.
Roden,
Uh,
yeah.
I think Rodon might be there. Because you don't have another center back choice, so he would be there as a sub to Dyer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Look, usually there's always a couple of players or maybe one or two players who usually hit the ground running in preseason and stands out. Who do you think would be the player that would stand out for Tottenham this preseason?
I'm gonna excite the Irish fans a little bit. Troy Parrott.
Oh, that look, there's definitely potential there, Elias. Look,
Troy
people
Parrott.
have heard what I've had to say about the guy, but why do you think Troy Parrott could be the one that could end up standing out?
I think you have to see okay, the other names in the forward line, they are already sort of like established players. You see
Mm,
Richarlison there, 10 goals, 6 assists, something like that last season. Kane's son already there. Scarlett has had a good season in the Euro under-19s,
Yeah.
and these. So I think Troy Parrott is coming under Conte now. He has seen the things now, and he's already, I think, in Hotspur way. And that guy has a lot to prove for. And that guy is the kind of guy. I mean, he would be fighting for it. He would be fighting for that spot. So you would see a lot of that fight, that urge in him, and I would want to see him running. And I think we do need somebody to cover that left wing option once Bergwijn leaves. And I think Parrot was it the other day? I think I was with you guys, right, in that watch along where when Ireland was playing, and he was playing that very well at the left wing spot. And I think Parrot would be given a chance there over the preseason to prove himself in that left wing spot. And I am absolutely delighted that if that guy makes it into the team, we have a very good, what do you call it now? Is it the best six of the Premier League now from the best five? Or is it best four or
Look, I
best
think
five?
we already have the best six, to be honest with you. Look, you've got Kane's son, Kulusevski, Richarlison, Perisic can also play up there, and now Lucas Moura. I mean, look, I already think we have the best six, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we already have the best six. I mean, the other teams, who knows that? Yeah, some people might say actually Holland. Even I was like having a discussion with some friends that if you see Holland playing in the Bundesliga games, and when he plays against the kind of teams which are established and doesn't have that kind of defense, he struggles. He struggles, and he's not a proven player in the Premier League even. And there's another hype about Darwin Nunez, Portuguese league. Come on, not much of competition to that. So we have those players who are already Premier League proven players. So we have the
So
chance.
on that note, even though Liverpool signed Darwin Núñez, even though City signed Haaland, can Tottenham still mount a title challenge this season?
Of course, I am quite optimistic about it. I think we have the squad, we have the players, we have the mentality, we have the coach, we have the crowd, we have the fan base to challenge that. And I think next year we would be winning a trophy definitely. And Premier League, very good chance. I mean, it's a very fair point. But I like what Ellie was talking about earlier, that a lot of that depends on the World Cup. One of my concerns about World Cup is that our side, we have a lot of players playing in World Cup. Romero would be playing in World Cup. Dyer might be called for World Cup. Then you have Lenglet. I think he would be a sub in World Cup as well. Perisic, is Croatia playing? Right, Croatia is playing. Yeah, so Perisic will be there, I think. Then you have a right wing, Emerson Royal.
The majority of our squad would be there, my
Majority
man.
of our squad is actually, some people think that we don't have many of our players going in there, but our squad is one of those squads that heavily is playing in World Cup. So I personally think that we'll have to be a bit more. We it all depends on our team's journeys in the World Cup. I don't think some of them would make it that far, but I'm mainly concerned about some players like Kane, and definitely the other one is Romero, because these are the players I think who would go far, and these are the key players in our squad for those games, and Lloris definitely.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I could not agree more. Look, I think it's a very exciting season ahead, and look, long may the excitement keep coming in.
Yeah, man, it's a really exciting season, and really greater things are yet to come.
I think so. I definitely think so. Well, Elias, give me a big come on you Spurs before we let you go.
Come on, you Spurs! Come on, you Spurs!
Big up, Elias. Big up, my man. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you for coming on and giving up your time, my man. See you soon, Elias. See you soon. Everybody, give Elias a lot of love in the comments, everyone. Give him a lot of love. Before we get to the next guest, we have a few more things, few super chats and member legends chats to come as well. Paddy Higgins says, great show, David, holding the fort like a champion. I'll be honest, Paddy, when I first read it, I was like, he says holding the fort like a champion. I was like, what's he talking about? What's wrong with my face? But now I get it. Big up, my man. Big up, Paddy Higgins. I try my best. I do try my best. That's one thing you give me. I give it absolute socks. I try. So big up, Paddy. Really, really appreciate the support, brother. And then we have Catman Jess, who is a member for 12 months. Big up, Catman. Absolute legend. He says, big up, David and Jack. Thank you for 1 year of friendship. No, thank you, my man. It's an absolute pleasure. And thank you so much for all the support you've given us over the year. I mean, look, I've made no secret about it. This channel is absolutely nothing without you guys who watch, subscribe, like, send in super chats, grabbing the channel memberships. You guys are so crucial to what we do here. And we've come up with more ways to try and get more and more people involved next season. So hopefully people can take full advantage of that. So thank you, Catman Jess. Ellie, member for 6 months, but she's been a member for longer. Big up, Ellie. She says, big up the Irish Hotspur. I've been here since October last year. In fact, when I first saw you, David, on We Are Tottenham TV, I just felt you as the one I needed to support and grow. I'm so proud of you. Well, Ellie, I mean, look, you're going to make me emotional. Everyone knows I'm useless when it comes to that sort of stuff. I get too emotional. But look, big up. Look, I'm not here for anything. I just want to talk Tottenham. Outside of life, I have nothing else to do. And anyone that knows me, I just sit there talking to them about Tottenham. So having this outlet is absolutely massive for me. It's really, really helped me, especially during the bad times. And hopefully it's helped many others. And look, the fact that I've managed to create friendships with so many Spurs fans around the world has been absolutely amazing, Ellie. Absolutely amazing. And look, you're proud of me, but I'm proud of every single one of you guys who have come out from behind the camera, who's come on and had your say, because this is what it's about at the end of the day. So look, as much as you're proud of me, I'm just proud of everybody else for the support. And I mean, it's a loyal support that you give myself and Jack. So thank you so much. And at the end of the day, Ellie, I'm just here to talk Tottenham. I speak what I have to say, whether people agree or disagree, which mainly they disagree. But look, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's football. Everyone has an opinion, and that's what it's all about. But Ellie, hopefully now we can, we've been through the mill. Hopefully now going into this season, we can just have a nice kick back, relaxed sort of season and just win most weeks. That would be absolutely ideal, Ellie. But incredible memories there. Absolutely incredible memories. And you've never, ever stopped supporting us either. So massive thank you to you, Ellie. You've been one of our biggest backers out there. So vocal with it as well. Absolute legend. Absolute legend, Ellie is. Who else have we got here? And John Stokes. Big up John Stokes, my man. Really, 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 really appreciate the support. And he says, yes, we can challenge for the Premier League title if we get at least 2 more players in, Dave. Well, John Boy, I mean, what positions do you think then that we need to get them in to be able to challenge for the Premier League title? Look, I think as it stands now, I think we'll make a good chance, but might fall short if injuries and all come to play. I agree with you. I think if we sign a couple more players after Lenglet and Jed Spence, I think we are giving ourselves the very, very best opportunity to be able to challenge going forward. And I think it's so important that we've got these in before preseason, or the majority of the signings in before preseason, because it's a hell of a task getting them later on in the window. Premier League starting or about to start. And then you're trying to integrate these players through the season. Games, getting them up to speed with injuries or with training and stuff like that. So I think it's very, very important that we've actually done it early, because it gives Conte a full preseason to work with them. So they should be well embedded into the team and well embedded into how we play before the Premier League even kicks off. But John, let me know what 2 players you think we need to sign, or even in what positions, my man, where you think we will kick on. But John, absolutely love the optimism, my man. And big yourself up, brother. Really, really do appreciate the support. Anyone else who does want to help support the channel, or even help me support me on my solo run, feel free. Even if you want to help me get to a nice game earlier on this season, feel free to help support the channel with a super chat, guys. Honestly, it's absolutely crucial to everything myself and Jack do here. We've got some brand new content coming up in the season. Hopefully you will all enjoy it as well, and it does cost money to put together, so it would really, really help, guys. Look, we know not everybody's in a position to be able to do it, so keep getting your comments in like you can. I am doing my best today on the solo run to keep getting your comments up and engage with the guests. Very, very tough to do, but super chat basically just means you skip the queue, we'll get straight to it, and we'll have a very, very in-depth conversation, and it's just a great way to support the channel, guys. But big up John Stokes, really appreciate it. Looking out for your comment here to see if you put it in. I do not see it, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get on the next guest, and when I see it, we will sure bring it up. But big up John Boy, really, really appreciate the support, my man. But look, we will keep this moving, and let's bring on the next one. And it is Chris. Absolutely hates Arsenal. He bashes them every chance he gets. Chris, how are you keeping, my man?
All good, David, and you're doing fantastic on your own tonight, mate.
Try my best. Try my best. I'm sweating. You can't see it, but honestly, I am sweating like a pig. Like a pig going to the oven, my man. But Chris,
you're doing well. You're doing well, David. Don't worry, man. And it's been an amazing 14 months with you, David, as well. So thank you for the last 14 months as well.
No, look, like I keep saying, everyone thanks myself and Jack, but we should be thanking you guys. What you guys do for us is absolutely insane. And shows like this does not happen without you guys.
David, I'll cast my mind back to my very first show. It was the Leicester game after we somehow scraped it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So it's been a long 14 months and an angry 14 months as well, with most of it for some of the games last season. But hell, am I feeling positive for this year?
Yeah, look, what do you make of the business we've done so far in the window, Chris? Does it excite you? Does it give you a hard on?
Yeah. Oh, David, I'm still having to pinch myself every day to see that we've done 4 signings before July even started.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like rubbing my eyes, thinking, did we sign Basuma? Did we sign Perisic? Have we signed these players? Are they really actually at Tottenham?
Yeah, I can't believe it myself.
It's not even August.
Well, actually, I can't believe it because, in fairness, I did predict this last January, saying we would act very early in this window. To be honest with you, I did actually predict it, so I can say that. But just quickly, Sebas Wolf, shame on you, my man. Look, you're saying it's an accident. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure whether it was an accident or not. I can't change it. But look, I'm only messing with you. I know you've been Ndombele out. You've been Ndombele out for quite some time. Big yourself up, my man. Just quickly, how are we getting on with that poll? And then we'll let Chris have his say on it as well. The poll is at 39% yes for Ndombele and 60%.
Are they deluded?
Well, Chris, I mean, why do you think Spurs fans, the ones that have clicked yes, why do you? And by the way, if you have clicked yes, put it in the comments and let me know why. Why do you think they would want to give Ndombele a second chance, Chris?
David, do you know what? That's the question I want to know as well. Why they want to give him a second chance? Because he's had 5 chances already. And after 3 years, he's finally decided to say, oh, I might be interested in playing for Tottenham after all. Or I might, do you know what? Can you imagine if I said that to my boss tomorrow? Or I might come into work tomorrow. What would happen? I'll be getting my P45 straight away saying, sorry, mate, no, you can't.
Yeah.
No, he's had too many chances. Excuse my language, the fat bastard couldn't even do it against Morecambe. Why now? Why is it all of a sudden he's changed his mind and said, well, I might want to play for Tottenham after all?
Yeah. Look, 3 years is way too late. Way too late for me, for anybody.
For me, I just want him gone. Just take him to McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, wherever. Just get him out of the club. Just lock the gates.
Look, I agree with you, and I've been saying it. Just get him gone. But what do we do with this guy? Because there is no interest. No one's going to
terminate his contract. For God's sake, just terminate his contract.
Right,
do what they did to Aurier. Just terminate his contract. For God's sake. He's on 200k a week. Yeah. For what? For what has he done for us? Apart from one good game against Newcastle, probably, and one good game against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And everybody was up his arse then, but he has done jack shit since.
Yeah.
Sorry, but end on fat ass for me can just leave, just go. And whoever voted yes on the poll, please explain the reasons why, because either you're seeing something I'm not, or I've totally missed something.
No, I agree. I definitely.
No, seriously, David, we're missing something. Or they're seeing something clearly we're not.
No, look, it's the same thing that happened with Ellie. Look, there's a few pictures put out. He's covered up in baby oil to make himself look like he's sweating.
Yeah, but he's come back from his fitness thing worse.
Get the right sunlight off his biceps on his arms. Send a picture. I'm working hard. I mean, look, Chris, I could do that. I could go out, take a picture, Photoshop it, make it look like I've got a 6-pack and the sun is beaming off my biceps. It does not mean I'm working hard. But I can give the perception that I'm working hard.
Yeah, but David,
that's why people want to give him a second chance, Chris.
Yeah, but David, the reports come out today that his fitness has come back worse than what it was last season. So obviously there's an issue. So for those deluded people who want Ndombele to stay, just explain why you want him to stay, because obviously I'm missing something on this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too. I am too. I do not get it.
Oh,
Chris, another one off the books is Bergwijn. I mean, are you happy to see the
good.
back of him?
Yeah. Another one with a bad attitude, and he thought he was should be in the first team every time, but didn't earn it.
Yeah.
Everybody's rubbing them off because of the Leicester game. Okay, yeah, thank you. We needed the 3 points. Thank you very much. But it's a team game.
Yeah. I agree. And just quickly, Simon Davies makes a great point on Ndombele. Ndombele thinks his talent would carry him through his career. Wrong. His attitude, work rate, and lack of respect for a club that pays wages are his undoing. Just woeful waste of talent. And look, more examples. Adel Tarat, that kid at Man United. What's the idiot's name now? I can't remember. They were expecting him to be better than Paul Pogba, Ravel Morrison. And there's more and more examples. Talent will only carry you so far. After that,
exactly,
every other player will tell you it's down to hard work, dedication, live the life of a footballer, even outside, make sacrifices for your career. Does Ndombele want to do that? No. He thinks because he's talented. And look, we've all been there. We've all been there at some stage. You're most talented on the team. You get a big head. You start flicking balls over your head. Everyone's sitting there. Wow. You know what I mean? And you start getting carried away. But at the end of the day, it got too carried away. And talent will only bring you so far. If you don't have the hard work, and the biggest thing, if you don't have respect for your employers or your coaches, well, then your career will only go down one way. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see this guy playing out in somewhere like fucking Indonesia in about 4 years' time. I really would not be surprised. Someone like
David, you saw the reaction. You saw the reaction against Morecambe when everybody booed him off the pitch. That was the support saying, "We're not happy with you. So why the hell you want to come back now?"
Yeah.
He needs. If Ndombele wants to do so, gain the trust of the fans back. Yeah. That's what he needs to do. But he ain't going to do it because he's had too many chances.
Way too many. And look, back to Bergwijn. I mean, look, I don't mind seeing the back of him. I get some fans might be unhappy. Some fans might be pissed off. But for me, again, he's another example of poor money spent under Steve Hitchen, Chris.
Yeah, that's £30 million back in the kitty. That's £30 million we could buy a better player than what we had in the first place.
What positions do you think we should reinvest that into?
Replace Eric Dyer, because I think he is one of the ones that can be a liability to, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah.
Centre back. Another centre back to go with Romero.
Yeah. Big Wolf Maurer says, is the stream lost for everyone else? I hope not, Wolfie. I hope not. People put in the chat if the stream is okay, my man. Please do let me know. Yeah, look, Chris, I think after Lenglet and Spence, I agree with you. I do think we need someone that I want a commanding centre back. I want someone that when the ball comes into the box, he wants to be the man to go and clear it. I want someone that is as hardy as Romero, but someone that's better on the ball. For me, I've said this time and time again. I don't like a player that turns his back on shots when I can see Sunday League or even people in five-a-side do a full frontal on shots. He's turned his back. He's cost us some goals by doing that. I don't like a player that needs 8 touches on the football before he moves on 5 fucking yards. I could do that. I do not like that. For me, I think in order to get more out of Dyer, I think Dyer will benefit from it as well, but bring someone else in here that...
David, I'll give you a prime example of Dyer.
Van Dijk role, someone that wants to defend.
David, I'll give you a prime example of Eric Dyer. Go back to the Norwich game. An easy, straightforward pass, he gives it straight to a Norwich player. They could have scored, made it 1-1. An easy, straightforward pass. He took 9 touches, 10 passes to a Norwich player.
Yeah.
We need somebody better than Dyer, if I'm honest. But
I agree.
We'll see. Do you know what? And all these people slating Lenglet, right? Now, I've always made this mistake, he made that mistake. At Barcelona, he did this, he did that. All I say to them people is go back to when he was at Seville, how good he was then. Because he was top class there. But unfortunately, Barcelona's press and Ronald Koeman and some of the fans gave him a bad name.
Yeah.
But I think with Lenglet, I think he deserves a clean slate when it comes to us.
Yeah.
See what he can learn to do.
Look, Chris, we've been in this position before where we've wrote players off before they even got here. Prime example, Kulusevski, Bentancur.
Yeah, exactly.
Massive reason why we got top 4. Romero, some people writing them off before they got here.
Exactly.
We've now got to stop writing these players off before they get here. Give them a clean slate and start judging them off what they do here. Start judging them off that. Stop putting them down before they even got here. Look, I get everyone likes to analyze a transfer and have their opinion. But for me, I'm very hesitant to write off a player before they get here, especially now under Conte, because I know Conte will get the very best out of that player. And me personally, I have always said this. I think, look, you might see 1 or 2 signings every window. That is one for the future. Every club does it. But I also believe all the signings that are coming in are what Conte wants.
Well, David, look, if anybody wants to analyse Lenglet, go back to when he was at Seville a couple of years ago. Analyse the season when he was at Seville, and he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bit of a shit run at Barcelona. But before that, other teams wanted him, but he wanted to go to Barcelona.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that was his downfall.
Look, we all know how the Spanish, especially at them big clubs, how they treat their
Spanish
players.
press.
Look what they've done to Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. Look, Gareth Bale actually helped himself, but they're very unforgiving over there, very, very unforgiving.
You make one mistake over there, they will never forgive you for it.
Yeah, never. And that's big club mentality. I hope we can actually get that here so that when an Ndombele makes a mistake, instead of sitting here going, I think we should give him a second chance. No. Fuck off. You're out of here. I actually wish we do get that mentality, Chris. Chris, anything else you want to speak about? Sorry, go on.
David, the thing is with Ndombele, we've gave him those 5 chances already. He's burnt those bridges. He's done that already. He would rather slag off Tottenham saying, I'm not happy here, I want to leave, I want this, I want that, I want a pay rise, I want it. Bollocks.
Yeah.
No, he's already had that chances, David. So, for me, Ndombele is a no-no. Now, for me, 100%, I don't want to see him in the team. I don't even want to give him the squad number. And do you know what? We should take him and Winks to Korea and just leave them there. Just tell them they're not allowed to board the flight back again.
Yeah, look, that'd be nice, especially if if anyone in the K League would take them. That'd be absolutely unbelievable.
No, just leave them there. Just Conte, just say, listen, lads, I brought you out here, but no, you can't come back. You're not good enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But all jokes aside, no, this season, I'm telling you, I think we're winning something this season. Whether it's the FA Cup or we're going for the league. Yeah, I can see it. We've got the talent. We've got Richarlison now. We've got Son, Kulu, Kane. We've got options up front. We can play. We've got Batasar in midfield. We've got Bentancur. You've got Højbjerg. You've got Basuma. We've got choices. We've got choices of who we're playing.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Emma Burns says, Chris, have you ever forgiven anyone?
Well, I've given players chances, but I've given Tanguy. I was willing to give Tanguy another chance. But what I saw him do last season, he can go screw himself. Harry Winks will never get another chance with me again. Because man can only pass sideways and backwards. And Eric Dyer is one of those average defenders. Yep. And if we want to win things, we need bigger players than Eric Dyer. Let's be realistic.
I agree. I still have concerns that when the moment gets when you're in the moment, I still have concerns that one of them will be, maybe him, will be the one that cost us. I think he'll get very nervy defensively. Yeah. I think he'll turn his back. He'll become erratic. He'll start kicking balls all over the place. It'll look like a Conte tactic session by the time it's finished. I would still like an upgrade. I still think the bigger case to get to this guy. I really do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would like to see, a bigger player than Eric Dyer.
Yeah. For sure.
That's my main plan. And maybe a right wing back that can cross the ball over into the box. Not Emerson Royal.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Conte is waiting for Doherty to come back. I think Conte likes Doherty's attitude. The fact that he wasn't a part of the plans, he went away and got himself back in. I think Conte might just be happy to keep Doherty because as well, he can play over the left-hand side, which also
and he can play the right.
Which also frees up Perisic if you want to play him in one of the forward areas. Hence Doherty against Newcastle last season at left.
Exactly.
Back. So I think I think he'll definitely be looking to keep.
Yeah, but I just hope he comes back. I just hope he comes back from that Matty Cash injury really, really strongly, because you know when you get a serious injury with your knees, that kind of hinder you big time.
Yeah.
So
sure.
that's my only one worry for Doherty, that he may not be the same player where that injury's done him a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, everything crossed that Doherty comes back stronger than ever.
Yeah, look, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. I'll be honest, I have my doubts. I've seen him for a lot with Ireland as well. He hasn't exactly been fucking outstanding. I mean, people are referencing the games against Portugal, against Ronaldo. Yeah, okay, he played well against Ronaldo for 90 minutes, but Ronaldo still went on and scored 2 goals and won the game. So, I mean, it's a bit like Ben Davies against Wolves, played great for 87 minutes, and then didn't fail to pick up a man against from a corner kick. This is under Jose Mourinho. I lost this the game. I don't praise a player for 87 minutes. I like, you know, that's like cooking a meal. That's like cooking a meal to the point where it's almost cooked, and then just saying, "Oh, fuck me, what an outstanding job." You know what I mean? The cauliflower was still hard.
Yeah.
Our chicken slightly raw, but what a fucking effort.
No, but
not good enough.
Dave, for me, Doherty towards before he got injured, it was about 6 games, 5-6 games, where we can't fault him. He was absolutely immense. He put solid performances in, and he started to shine under Conte. Whatever Conte said to him worked.
He's had 6 games, though. That's the only thing. 6 games.
This is my worry.
If we're being realistic, he's had 6 good games, and
Emerson 3.
Yeah. Look, I'm just not convinced on the guy, Chris. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'm not. But if we can't get a right wing back in, we're gonna have to make do with Emerson and Doherty. We're gonna have to make do with them until maybe January.
Yeah, very well.
But it all depends what Conte wants.
Exactly, my man. It does. It really does all depend what Conte wants. But look, we'll wait and see. Very exciting times ahead, Chris. And look,
we're winning the league. We're winning the league.
Do you believe that? Do you think we can?
I believe we can. I believe we're going to be a strong contender. We're going to be a very strong contender in that top 3 battle.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I really do hope so. I believe
we're going to be David. I've always believed in the underdogs. The underdogs always come out on top. And we're going to be the underdogs. Everybody's expecting Liverpool and Man City to walk it. Everybody's thinking, oh, Liverpool, Man City, Man City, Liverpool. But they're not going to see us coming.
Yeah, I hope so. I think, look, there's always one surprise package. And I think that definitely will be us this year, Chris. But, Chris.
Exactly.
Up, my man. Really appreciate the time to come on. And I think we'll see you very soon, my man.
Come on, you Spurs. And, David, you're doing a fantastic job tonight, man. Keep it going.
Big up, my man. Big up. Really, really do appreciate it. Big up, Chris. And we'll see you again soon, my man. Come on, man. Everybody give Chris a lot of love in the comments. Fully deserved. A funny fucker as well. Big up, Chrissy boy. We have 164 Spur in the house. A super sticker for a super guy. Big up the chat and big up Ellie. 164 Spur. Really, really appreciate the support, my man. And the nice words as well. It feeds my ego and it keeps me going. I mean, look, we all like our ego massaged at times. Like, just hopefully don't massage mine like people have done with Ndombele and I get too complacent. But big up 164 Spur, brother. Really, really appreciate the support, my man. Top guy. Absolute legend. And then Simon Davies says, David, do you think we've had our marquee signing yet? Look, this is one I will be kind of covering tomorrow. Look, my opinion on it, just quickly. I think we've made marquee signings. Look, just because Bissouma didn't cost 60 million, it doesn't mean he's not a marquee signing. He's been a target of Tottenham for quite some time. He's been a target for most European clubs. The fact that we've been handed 150 million and we're still operating smartly, I think is very, very good. I'm all for it. I mean, I love saving money wherever I can. Now, look, I do hope that the money we do save on the likes of Bissouma, who's come in for such cheap, that we do reinvest it in other areas because that is ideal. Now, it all comes down to if they reinvest that in other areas. I think Richarlison, again, another statement signing. Harry Kane has been backup or competition for Harry Kane has been a long neglected issue at this club. In fact, you look through the squad, it's probably been the longest. You know, we haven't really had anyone substantial since Llorente, and even that you wouldn't say was out of this world. Whereas we got Richarlison in his prime, Premier League proven, ready to hit the ground running. Yes, there may be some people may argue over the fee, but at the end of the day, we've always said, what you see your target, go and pay the price. And that's what we've done. I think bringing in Perisic on a free, absolute no-brainer, same as Fraser Forster, no-brainer. Lenglet on loan if we can't get a first target, no-brainer. I think Jed Spence, but I do think there'll be one or two more big. I definitely think there's one more big statement signing in us for sure. Will we get it done before preseason? Probably not. Will this rumble on for another while? Probably. But at the end of the day, we've done great business so far and still have a lot of money left in the kitty. And that is absolutely ideal. It puts us in a position to make an absolute massive, massive signing happen. But I do think Bissouma and Richarlison, I think are marquee enough signings. Look, they're not any of these exotic names that people will go crazy for. But most United have done it for years. Liverpool have done it. Pick off the best players from in and around the Premier League and bring in stars from across Europe. And hopefully now we're in that direction. And the fact that we've done so much business and good business and still have a lot left in the kitty, absolutely brilliant, Simon. Big yourself up, my man. Really appreciate the comment. But look, guys, we will keep this moving. Big up 164 Spur, absolute legend. But we will keep this moving. Let's get on the next guest. And it is the three Spurs boys. First of all, I do apologize for all my swearing. I should have had it in the back of my mind that the boys are there. I do apologize. You are on mute, Bobby. You're on mute. Big up, my man. I apologize about the swearing.
I was just saying, yeah, man. Watch your fucking mouth, man. Jesus. Holy shit! Every second minute. He was asking me, Dad, is that David doing his best impersonation of Eddie Murphy today?
I can't help it. I cannot help it. But look, boys, I mean, where do you want to take this? So much to talk about.
There is so much to talk about. Right?
Wait. Before you go on, first of all, I'd like to say big up or hello to Ellie, and thank you so much for the lovely comments.
Ellie.
We love you, Ellie.
Ellie.
And second of all, Chris, you're blacklisted from the show. We would not like to see you anymore.
Yeah, Chris, he's not happy with you, buddy. About the dire comments. I'll get you back in, buddy. Don't worry. I'll get you.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Dyer, Chris. You've upset him. Look, I'm surprised he lets me away with my comments on Dyer, to be honest with you. I really am. But, boys, I presume, we'll start with Steven Bergwijn to Ajax. That's the big news. Are you happy to see him go? Do you think we've given this guy a fair crack at the whip? I am going to turn off my camera, but I still will be here. I just want to grab a drink from the fridge.
Okay. If Conte doesn't want him.
How you doing, buddy? How's things? Yeah, so if Conte doesn't want him, he's got to go. We already bought his replacement. Richarlison's in. So we've already replaced him. Mm-hmm. We actually replaced him before the man leaves. We're doing business like we haven't done in God knows how long. So these are times to be excited. There's still a lot of, I don't know, seems like friction between the fan base about the decisions we've made. And we want more and more and more and more. We want more. Guys, settle down. Settle the fuck down. We got another couple. We got what? 7 more weeks in the window?
There's 7 more weeks in the window?
End of August, right?
That's a long time. Usually Tottenham be making moves a week before.
That's what I'm saying. So we like everybody settled down. We brought in 5 players that not only have the potential to challenge for the starting 11. And oh, sorry, Paddy, we got him locked up. He's doing that I'm hungry bullshit again. I was like, I fed you 3 days ago. Ugh. No, he's out with mom's, Paddy. He's out, but good to see him, my man. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. We got in 4 players here that are going to challenge for starting spots and push the players that we have there. This is what we wanted. This is what we all wanted. Big up, everybody. Big up. Good to see you. So I know personally, I'm still excited about what's going to happen. For me, I know you were saying there was something about a Torres link today, right?
We're still going.
We're still. I am a firm believer that I think Lenglet coming in the back 3 on that left side is going to be a monster for us.
Yep.
I think he's going to be the steal of the transfer window at 5 million and 5 million to buy option. I think he's going to be absolutely great back there for us, and he will push Davies, who, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't deserve any slack. He made a few mistakes in a couple of games. He did fuck up, for lack of better words, and we were all over him for it. But we don't credit him enough for when he does have those solid games, and he had a lot of them. Just the way I know Chris was slagging a bit on Dyer and stuff like that, and somebody's not happy about that. But Dyer, as far as I'm concerned, was challenged to rise to the occasion, and he did. He made the adjustments he needed to become a better player. Again, he turned away from the ball a couple of times. He made mistakes, but overall, when you look at the mistakes list versus the things he did right, we don't have. We're just. It's a bad trait we have as humans. We never look at the good things in anybody, in any situation. We immediately got to look at the faults and the bad things and stuff. It's like, you know,
unless it's Harry Kane. Unless it's Harry Kane.
Harry Kane doesn't make a mistake.
No,
Harry Kane was crafted by God himself and sent down by angels.
No, look, do you know what? I agree that Dyer has a good season. I agree that he done more good than bad. But at his age, can he be coached not to turn his back on the ball?
Yeah.
I don't think that's something you get coached. I think that's something
I'm
you just.
sorry, this is a Dyer thing. I'm going to keep myself safe, brother. I love you, but I'm staying the hell out of this one.
I just question. For me, I don't think it's a coaching thing. I think it's you want to do it. I don't think he likes getting hurt. Can he improve his passing? Or can he do it quicker? Yes, I suppose he can. But I still think when it comes to the big games, I think when it comes to crunch time, I think if we get down to a final, a semi-final, and I'm sorry, Chris, Jay, I know you don't really want to hear this, but for me, I think he will end up costing us. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I know you like the guy. But look,
Okay,
being real.
Don't stop being a Dyer lover and answer the man's question honestly.
Well, you're asking me Dyer's capability in semifinals and finals. Champions League final, where was Harry Kane? Carabao Cup final, where was Harry Kane? As a man crafted from God, where the hell was Harry Kane? So
yeah,
that's all I could say.
Dude, why are you picking fights with my friends, man?
Dyer and his defense carried us in the Carabao Cup semifinal on Man City. And so did Hugo Lloris. Where the hell was Harry Kane? One shot on target that whole game, and that was against Stefan.
I don't know why
from America.
I'm not in this, man. I'm not.
Yeah, look, I can see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, Harry Kane, along with like Sonny and that, have been the ones that have dragged us to finals. Eric Dyer, I can never say Eric Dyer has personally dragged us to a final, ever.
Harry Kane started the season. Where the hell was he? Eric Dyer carrying us again. And son.
Yeah, for the first time in 8 years. I mean, let's give him a round of applause. 100%. Let's give him a round of applause. The first time in 8 years he showed up. He's come out of high goal seek. He must have got bored. No one found him.
I can't stay mad at him.
No, but look, guys. Look, moving on from Eric Dyer. Look, I would like to see.
We'll move on. This is getting touchy now.
Are you happy with the business we've done so far? Does the business excite you? Because look, there are fans saying that. Look, we've got 150 million to spend. We've spent barely. Look, we spent about 95 million of it. Yes, we're recuperating 30 from Bergwijn, and plus, there would have been money before that 150 million investment coming into the transfer window, and that maybe we haven't spent big enough, or we haven't got that marquee signing, or maybe they're still a bit unhappy with the business. We haven't. For instance, why are we bringing in Richarlison if we haven't brought in a right wing back or something, stuff like that? Where do you stand on the business we've done so far?
I'll get in here before he starts talking about Dyer again. I think it's been absolutely fantastic. Like I said, David, it's exciting. You know what I mean? And the fact that this deal, that the sale of Bergwijn got announced today, I had high hopes for him. He didn't deliver. Bottom line, he had his opportunities. He didn't take them. 4 managers through. None of them started him. There's obviously something going on. Same thing with Rodon. There's reasons these guys aren't getting the starting time. So they've got to go. Simple as that. The way I look at it, when you look at the numbers, basically, let me put this to you. Are you not friggin' happy we just traded Basuma for Bergwijn?
Oh, look, look, Bobby, you know me. I'm delighted with the business we've done. I've criticized that. I think we've done absolutely brilliant business.
I think that's a Basuma level move, baby.
Yeah, honestly, Bamusa, I call him Bamusa after Musa Ndombele. Bamusa.
Yeah, Musa's back.
But look, I actually think we've done good business. I think Basuma adds something into midfield we don't currently have in terms of a player that can get on the ball, take 2-3 players out the game, run directly through the middle, and try and create something. Plus, he has a shot on him from outside the box. Fraser Forrester, a lot more competent than Galini. We've realised our mistake there. Premier League proven, European proven. You bring in who else have we got in? Richarlison. Again, I'm very happy with that deal. I mean, guys, are you happy with that deal? Because it was kind of put to us. It was either going to be Rafinha or Richarlison. Me, I always said Richarlison because I think he offers us
cover 4 positions for us.
Yeah,
He can cover all top 3. And I think Richarlison's a fantastic deal. I know people are griping about what we paid for him, and that is, an arguable point. But he doesn't set his transfer value. This market, it's like the housing market that's blown up around the world. A house you could have bought for £200,000 last year is £400,000 now.
Yeah.
Is that your fault that you're trying to sell your house? No, it's because of you better get that down quickly before he sees it. You better get that comment gone, David, before he sees it. So it's the market. The market is absolutely crazy right now. I don't understand where people are expecting all these teams. This is a rich clubs market right now. Is the sad reality, because coming off of COVID, you're expecting these teams to stump up 20-30% more for players now. All of a sudden. It's absolutely maddening. Did we overpay for him? Time will tell. That's the bottom line for that one. When the man's potting goals and we see that chicken dance and we see the pigeon going, baby, we're all going to be screaming for that number 9. We're all going to put that pat on the back. We're going to get the Richarl added to the bottom of the sun, the way that jersey, that little funny picture I sent you there. We're going to jump on the bandwagon. But I honestly believe he has the potential to do that, because what you've already touched on, we're bringing in EPL-proven players. We're not taking chances bringing in guy from this league, that league, blah, blah, blah. Perisic is our only gamble so far, and Perisic is a proven player at the international level in several different leagues as well. He's got the experience behind him. I think he's going to add a lot to us. If not add to us, he brings in the experience to improve Cess, Reggie. He'll make Emerson better. He will make our wingbacks. He will get them to understand what Conte is trying to implement. And when they see this 33 or 34? 32?
33.
Okay, we'll say 32 and a half. We'll call it in the middle. Let's say we see when you, as a 20-year-old, are getting outran and outworked by a 30-year-old on the pitch, and you expect to start in a Conte team?
Yeah.
You better pack your shit and go to a different club real fast. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So I honestly believe that his work rate alone and his commitment to the game will improve our squad. Now, I know we've been bragging on it, and I do want to touch on your Ndombele question there. Yeah. How 40% voted yes, I don't know. But I'm sorry, the question itself is wrong, David. I don't like to disagree with you because my son does that for me. I'm, like yourself, I'm an agreeable guy, right? So my issue with your question is that the question is written, should Ndombele be given a second chance? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So the question, that should not be the question. The question should be, should Ndombele be given a 5th, 6th, or 7th chance? What are we on?
Do you know why I rate second? Do you know why I rate second, Bobby? Because I wasn't arsed with people coming, like Ndombele fans coming into the comments and going, oh, why are you being so harsh? Because that's what I would get if I put 5th chance, even though it is his 5th chance, and I agree with you.
Reality is harsh.
Second chance to try and be reasonable.
Yeah. No, but reality is harsh.
Try and be reasonable. But look, before we touch on Ndom fat ass, I do want to kind of come in with a new point on Perisic. And I think he sets an example. If people see him breaking his bollocks in training, bringing in the standards and hitting the levels that he will. And for me, I don't think it's a gamble. You don't gamble on world-class players. They're world-class because you know exactly what you're going to get no matter what club they come to. But if people see Perisic doing it at his age, and I think he is 33. I think he's 33. People see Perisic doing it at his age. What excuse do some of the younger players have? They have no excuse, have none whatsoever. And I think that's exactly what we need. People that are coming in, older guys that are setting down the standards, laying down the law. If I can do all the running stats, why can't you?
But David, I get my ass. I'm 46. He's going to be 16 this year. The 30-year gap here.
Mm-hmm.
If my ass is out there in the yard and I'm cutting down trees and cutting down shrubs and cutting the grass and doing all the yard work, you're going to explain. You're 3 inches taller than me and probably the same weight now, and your ass can't get out there.
I was doing homework.
Yeah.
So,
I was doing
I'm
homework.
going to school is done. You're going to be cutting a lot of grass this summer. Yeah, don't.
Look, you know, cutting the lawn never done anyone any harm. My old lad used to make me do it, never done me any harm whatsoever.
He's Irish.
Exactly.
He's-
It's harder for them to cut grass. They got the hills and all that stuff. You got flat land.
No. You got cushion.
Oh,
You'll eat it.
we've got hills
Shut up.
and it's a lot harder. But look, I mean, guys, what are your thoughts on Ndombele? Do you think he should be given a 5th chance?
Oh, whatever Conte wants. If he think he can improve in
No,
Ndombele,
but he's asking you what you think.
what I think. Okay, Conte and Ndombele came under Poch, and which means he played under Poch, Nuno, who was crap, Jose Mourinho, and Mason. Our club, morale was crap. I'm sorry, but at the moment it was crap. He handled it very inappropriately, though. Very inappropriately. And he was very lazy while doing it as well. Christian Eriksen handled it by playing a couple of trash matches and then getting sent off to Inter. Ellie, lazy for what? Like Eden Hazard. Lazy the whole time.
Great at Fortnite.
Great at Fortnite, though. No, but it's whatever Conte wants, in my opinion. Should he be given a second chance? For me, even though it's his attitude, I'd say yeah. I'm excited. Even if we bring in Phil Jones from Manchester United, whatever Conte can do with him, make him improve.
Why do you think?
I'd say yes.
What is it when you look at Ndombele, my man? What is it when you look at Ndombele that you think he should be given this second chance? I just, and I'm not going to have a go at you here whatsoever. I just want to know from people that have clicked yes or that do think from that side. I want to try and understand it. So, what is it that you see in this guy that you do want to keep him? What can he add to this Tottenham team?
Other than his laziness, I'd say his attitude really needs improving. Coming to training, but what I see is his creativity in the midfield. But he hasn't been like that recently because of, and I can't even blame it on the club. He's just really trash, in my opinion. Mental-wise, trash. Physical-wise, becoming trash. His physicality by the end of the season won't be able to keep up with the Premier League level. But I still see creativity in him. So that's just me.
No, look, I think, it's undeniable.
I got
listen,
much
wait,
different.
Wait. If he gets shipped off, I'm not going to be mad at all. It's whatever Conte wants, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. Now,
Bobby Senior.
my turn, boy. Okay. Does he deserve a 5th chance? No.
Oh, he doesn't deserve it.
No. I believe in second chances. I even believe in 3rd chances. I believe letting people learn from their mistakes, depending on what the mistake is, what the severity of the mistake is. To disgrace the club and the badge and to show zero commitment towards it, you, my friend, have taken your own opportunity away for another chance with your shambolic, disgraceful display and your poor body language and your horseshit attitude afterwards to say, I guess I'll go back to Tottenham. Well, of course you guess you come back to Tottenham. Nobody else is giving you 200 G's a week to sit at McDonald's and do nothing. So you have to come back to Tottenham. But now this is the big but from me, David. As a business, which we at the end of the day are still, we have to be sensible. We cannot let our marquee largest signing slip away for absolutely nothing. It is stupid, poor business. We cannot do it. It sets a bad precedent as well. Players are going to come in, realize they don't have to work hard, will get paid, and can still piss off, right? Not going to happen. I refuse to be responsible to pay him $200K a year for the next 3 years. I believe he has left still. He signed a $5. So for 3 years to give this man $200K a week to not make him work, I think would be stupider. So if anything, give him to Conte and let Conte just go bare bones on the boy. Just turn every camera around every area of Tottenham off, dim the damn lights. You give Conte the pitch and Ndombele alone, and you give him a cattle prod or wherever the hell it takes to get this kid fired the hell up. And if that doesn't work, if under Conte, after a full preseason, after a strict training regime, after an improved fitness regime that he's been given. If that doesn't work, then we at that point have no option but to just close the book on him and Aurier write him off. And I guess that'll be the new thing, Aurier him off.
Well, even giving him a new training regime. I mean, we've already tried to do that. Remember the specialized training regime Conte tried to give him before he went out on loan at Lyon? Even giving him that is another second chance. You know what I mean? It's like, how many more chances do we got to keep giving this guy?
But I think we have to, David, because of the money we've invested in him. That's the problem.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Look, I'm not oblivious to it whatsoever. I've said it all summer long. We'll struggle to offload Winks, Lo Celso, and Ndombele because there'll be lack of interest. And I agree with you. I think, look, we could be forced into a situation where there's nowhere for this guy to go. And what do you do? Do you leave him lounging around? Which I would. I would say, look, you reap what you reap what you sow, if that's the saying, if I've got it correct. You know what I mean? So what I would actually do is I'd make him bring in a sun lounger, lie on the middle of the pitch on it, while everyone else is doing shape work or playing around him. And, hopefully that might wake him up, to the point where he's sitting here, I'm fucking sick of here lounging around. Okay, well, if you're fucking sick of it, get on the ball and go and fucking do something. In fact, when we don't have the ball, go and do something, because that was his biggest problem, was the off-the-ball work. And people are like, I've heard people say, we haven't done everything we can to give Ndombele the best chance. First of all, we paid 63 million. We've done everything we can to get him here. We pay him 200 grand a week. He was a record signing. We have the best training facilities. You even have a fucking hotel, jacuzzi. You have a spa there. You can order room service. You have everything you need at Tottenham Hotspur Lodge. So if stuff is hectic outside, you can stay there. We give them the best stadium in the world to play with. Okay, granted, has he come in here with some of the best coaches? I would actually say he's been here with some of the best coaches in world football. Conte, Jose, and Poch. They all cannot be wrong on this guy. And for me, I don't want to see this guy given another chance whatsoever. I really don't. We have given this guy every opportunity. We even went out and signed Højbjerg to do the defensive duty, to add this deal, because he didn't want to do it. We all remember that famous video of him running around against Burnley. Sorry, walking around against Burnley, not trying to win.
When did he run?
Yeah, and this is my point. This is my point. I mean, you can't have a player like that in the team. We not only did we outlay 63 million and 200 grand a week, but we went and signed other midfielders to try and help this guy settle in. And it still has not happened. So in effect, his fee has probably gone from 63 up to about 100 million because the amount of money we've had to spend to bring in midfielders to try and help him. And it just hasn't worked. It has not worked. And for me, I think we've got to cut the ties.
I just the problem is the business end of it, David. Yeah. For us as fans, I don't think anybody's disagreeing on that point. But from the investment standpoint, it's no different than you going and treating yourself to a Ferrari and then realizing you got to put in $2,000 on brakes now. And the following month, you got to spend $800 on your oil change and this and that. Eventually, you get fed up of it. But at the end of the day, you've invested in it. So now you got to make a decision. Do I maintain it or do I cut my losses? And I think we are at that tipping point with this guy. So that's why, because the only reason I say this is because there's been zero interest other than that whole Turkey loan thing that had come up a little bit. There's been fuck all talk about this guy.
Honestly,
not even League One teams are interested. So we got to do something with him.
This guy would not last out in Turkey. I've heard loads of podcasts where players have gone out there before. Now, if they lose them a match to a local team, they're not allowed to leave that training ground. They have to stay there overnight for their safety because fans are out there ready to kill them. That's how passionate they are. Could you imagine Ndombele putting a performance like he did against Morecambe out in Turkey? The guy would be in a wheelchair. They'd absolutely do him in. They are crazy out there. They will not accept that. It's a huge. And if I was him, I wouldn't be stupid enough to go out there. I think
that's probably why the deal fell through, because you're echoing a lot of the statements that were made immediately when this whole deal came up in the first place, and a lot of us were agreeing that this kid is going to get chewed up alive if he does this horse shit over there. Yeah. And maybe that got to him. Maybe somebody in his camp said, "Dude, if you're happy to, piss around and walk around on the pitch, then you don't go there, man."
No,
and
he wouldn't dare. But because of the culture that was created at Tottenham under Steve Hitchen, because he was friends with everybody, unfortunately, this is the result of it. But look, guys, do you think we can challenge for the Premier League title next season?
I honestly, as a fan and a realist, I say challenge for it, yes. And you want to go for? You said yes first, so go for it.
Win it is a totally different thing, but challenge, of course we can. I'd say we're gonna get. Depending on if Liverpool continue to form like they did this season, where they continue running their full first team, we could get second. But if they get more squad depth and they start rotating and everything, I'd say the lowest we could get, in my opinion, this year is third. But I hope, and I know we'll get a trophy this season, either FA Cup or Carabao Cup.
I really hope so. I mean, look, I hope you don't have to go on as long as me for a trophy, my man, because it's been way too long. Honestly, you'd be great. You'd be
I'm
great.
older. It's been longer.
Yeah, but I'm sure you've seen trophies, my man. I'm sure you've seen a couple of trophies.
But like, remember, we won the Audi Cup in 2019.
Look, I would take
that's
another
one feather in his cap.
It's sad, but I'd take another Audi Cup right now. You know what I mean?
He was 18 months old when we won the League Cup.
I really would. But
I honestly think the only reason why I firmly believe we can challenge now is because we took 6 points from City. We took 2 from Liverpool. So these were the number 1 and 2 team. We lost to lower down. We lost stupid, pitiful games that had us pulling our hair out. We drew games that had us pulling our hair out. That, had you gone to the bookies pregame, you're 100% lying down on Tottenham. Not 80%, 100% you're lying it down on Tottenham and saying, even a fiver, whatever. I don't know how your bookies work over there, but I'm just saying the odds would consistently be stacked in our favor. And we fucked it.
Yeah.
Conte will not allow that to happen anymore, and he's brought in the pieces to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. That's what I firmly believe. The fact that we are now in 4 competitions as well and building a squad, not just a starting 11, a squad to compete in 4 different areas is going to be a massive thing for us. That's why I think we've done very smart business. I will say we've had a great transfer window. At the end of it, when we've added 3, possibly 4 more players, we've still got a bit of time here. I know everybody's harping on about, we got to get him in before Conte leaves and before the Korean tour and everything, and he wants the preseason, he wants all the guys. Yeah. Rome was not built in a day. Let's not build our football club in a day. We did that when we sold Bale, and look where we ended up. Yeah, we ended up with Eriksen, one great player, and a decent player with Lamela. Nobody else that came in that package, we would all go back and say, "Oh my God, fantastic that we got that guy." And there's a few in there I'm sure people liked, but the point being, it looks like we're spending wisely, investing wisely. Everybody's screaming about Jed Spence. I don't want him. Guys, what right wing back options are really out there? Yeah. There's not many. If we want a world-beating right wing back, it's Hakimi. I've said the name from months ago. I will continue to beat the drum to that one because I absolutely adore the guy. But unless it's Hakimi, I don't want some just next man. Singo is another lower option that I would consider. But if we're going to say we want top tier, then get top tier. Don't settle for the next man down kind of thing. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen over there. But I am praying to God. Forget Torres, forget Bastoni, get Bremer. Now that Lenglet is confirmed there, could you imagine Lenglet, Bremer, and Romero? That's a brick fucking wall. I meant, could you imagine? I don't think you're Lenglet, Dyer, and Romero. Oh man, beast mode. No,
100%.
Bremer.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think there's every opportunity. The fact that it was against lower league teams that play low block, we've signed the likes of a Perisic who can deliver balls from out wide, can play out wide with a lot of quality. You've got Richarlison in there who now you can put balls into the box. He can go and attack them. Basuma again, who can maybe run through a couple of players. I definitely think there's a good chance there, especially with this set piece coach, defensively and offensively.
Great addition.
Make the difference in some of them games as well. But
boys, Brian Daigle was telling me about this guy, that he's got something like 4,600 different set pieces. and he calls them the way American footballers call their plays on the field, like Bolt 33 or something like that or whatever. And then you see the shift in everybody and everything, and player positioning and everything like that. I'm excited to see that. And like Ellie was saying, if that can add 15 goals, that makes a big difference, especially if it's 15 goals to teams we drew and lost against.
Yeah.
Right,
100%.
that's the point difference right there. Speak of Ellie there. She pops up massively as well. Look at that.
Well, I did put your channel link in there, and it is here for
Thanks,
any
brother.
guys that want to get over there and subscribe.
Appreciate it,
I do
man.
have
Yeah,
other
we just hit 400. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, guys. Love you all.
I'll get to this one from Ellie. Wow, really, really appreciate the size of the support, Ellie. I mean, it's a massive, massive help to everything we do here. You are way, way too kind. And she said, David, let's support this wonderful channel, 3 Spurs boys, and I'm willing to pay big to give them a shout out, a big shout out.
Now,
Ellie,
tip the hat off to Ellie then. Go tip the hat off to Ellie.
I mean, if it's worth this size of support from Ellie, and look, myself and Jack have always given them a plug. I mean, I think it's definitely worth for you guys to get over there and smash the subscribe. I could not agree more, Ellie. So, guys, I mean, plug yourselves. Take the opportunity. Why should people get over and smash the subscribe button on the 3 Spurs boys?
Wow, Ellie. I know why you call her the queen. For all of those in the comments, I don't know why she's called the queen. She's the queen of our heart, the queen of our souls, the queen of the YouTube community. She supports everybody, encourages everybody. She's just Ellie. Couldn't say we love you more, darling. Couldn't say we love you more.
She's the most generous lady in the YouTube community.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
She got the tickets for myself and Jack to go to the West Ham game with her. She's absolutely she's looked after us from day one. To be fair to her, absolutely looked after us. She's brilliant. Absolutely.
Well, we'll let you on in a quick secret before we jump off because we've taken up way too much time here. We are. It's Christian's birthday, January the 15th, and the NLD is the 14th. So the Queen has said, get on a plane.
Nice.
So we David, see you in England in January, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, hopefully I should be there. But boys, before we let you go, why should people get over to 3 Spurs boys and subscribe?
Because you get to see my beautiful little boy. And when we're on stream together, it's the only opportunity I have to not beat him. And I have to be nice to him, according to his mother. You know what, guys? We do something a little bit different. Yeah. We just had Ramon Vega on. We had an excellent interview with him. Had a lot of fun and everything. David, Jack's come on. Ellie's been on. We get your YouTube community members in. And we don't talk about Tottenham, actually, as crazy as it sounds. We try to talk about different things because you guys know these guys when they talk to you about Tottenham. We want to get to know them, and we want you to know them because this YouTube community, this family is just it's fucking awesome, guys. It really is. There's just so much love. We cry together. We're in misery together. And right now we get to rejoice, guys. We get to rejoice together. So we get the opportunity to get know these guys a lot better. So if you want to get to know them, please pop on over. We've got more off the pitches coming up as well. The off the pitches where you get to know everybody. Boys are gonna try doing a little live thing on their own, maybe as well. See how the kiddies can handle things, and we'll see what the younger generation thinks about all the things you big fellas talk about.
No, look, the Irish Hotspur endorses the 3 Spurs boys. Guys, absolutely brilliant interviews over there. And like you said, and look, it's nice to do a different stream where it's not talking about Tottenham. And, it's they're asking about, myself and Jack. And it's been like that with a lot of guests they have. So you can get to know more about the people that you see. So absolutely doing great work over there, doing something completely different and paving their own way in the Tottenham community by doing something completely different. So guys, get over there, smash the subscribe button. The link is in the chat and I will put it in there again.
God bless you, David. Thank you so much. Before we go, if you haven't hit the like button, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Hey. It's there. It's there. It's free.
That's my line. Thank you guys, everybody commenting on this beautiful stream. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on this wonderful channel. Love you all.
And drop your signature line while you're at it.
Remember, guys, today we don't have Krish.
I'll do Krish.
No.
I'll do Krish.
No.
Yes.
No.
Watch.
If you beat me in a game of rock paper scissors.
No, we don't have time for that.
See?
It's David's stream. Hurry up.
Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for liking. And remember to smash that like button and subscribe.
Subscribe. Make sure if you haven't subbed up, memberships are like 60p a month. It's $1 a month.
Yeah.
Get in there. Get in there. David gives you good options. Love you all. Love the community. Love everybody in the chat. David, my brother, you big, beautiful Irishman, you. Thanks for having us on, my man. Always great to see you.
No, it's
David,
great to see
my
me.
book.
It's an absolute pleasure. And as soon as I get that T-shirt in the door, I'll take a picture and send it over to you as well.
It will be everything. Actually, I'm just waiting for the next shipment to come in from him next week. So depending on shipping, you should have it. Well, you'll have it before the season starts. That's for sure.
I hope so. I hope
Yes,
so.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Big yourselves up, boys.
Big up,
Big
David. Thanks,
yourselves.
brother.
Bye.
Take care. Bye, everybody.
See you, boys. See you. Everybody, give the Three Spurs boys a lot of love in the comments. Absolutely brilliant. And what they're doing over there is absolutely fantastic. If you want to to know more about your favorite Spurs people, well, then Three Spurs boys is the place to go. Ellie, really, really appreciate the size of the donation. You're an absolute trooper. Really, really, really helps out. So a massive thank you to you. You're an absolute superstar and have been our #1 backer since day one. So big yourself up. I really, really appreciate the size of it, Ellie. Absolute way too kind. And a big shout out to you as well. You'll see more of Ellie, a lot more on Tottenham Gold, and she'll be a lot more involved here throughout the season as well with lots of different things. Ben Kaufman says, big up, Mr. Harris. Big up to all my friends in the chat. Can you smell what the calf is brewing? Big up, Benji boy. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Big yourself up and good to see you in there. And thank you for the support. Tyler D says, Dyer, okay, for where we are, he is not the future. Well, I hope he's not the future, my man, because he's hitting the bang end of the 20s. So hopefully he is not our future. Look, he's okay for where we are now, but I would like competition to try and maybe help him reach a new level as well. But big up, Tyler D. Really appreciate the support, brother. And we have Moondog, and he says, I would rather have a player with less talent but more work, effort, and trying. 100%. Someone like a Højbjerg. A lot less talent on the ball, but someone that works hard, gets stuck in, rolls the sleeve up, and gets to work. And that's what we need at Tottenham. We need players with good mentality. Look, having that quality is nice and a bonus, but hard work beats talent every single day of the week, Moondog. Always has done and always will do. Talent will only carry you so far. In fact, look, we have a guy in the background, Kieran. He will actually tell you when we get him on. You know, I have so much talent, but I'm overweight, and that work rate is not there because I'm overweight. And at the end of the day, I'm talented, but maybe I'm not as much used to some of the five-a-side teams without my work rate. So you need to have the work rate. It's absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. But look, we're going to keep this going. In fact, we've got 3 guests left. We've got Rufus Roughcut, we've got Michael, and we've got Kieran. So we will get them on and get through them and hear what they have to say. Keep smashing that like button. Keep smashing that subscribe button, guys, and keep getting them super chats in with your thoughts, opinions, or even support for the channel. It's absolutely massive to everything we do here. But let's keep this one moving. Big up, Moondog, and really appreciate the support, brother. I could not agree with you. Hard work beats talent every single day of the week. But look, let's get him on. He's here every Friday. He's now here on a Monday. It's Rufus. My man, how you keeping? Oh, I think you're on mute, man.
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, absolutely good. Absolutely good. I'm excited. I mean, look, survived the summer. Preseason is a week away. I cannot bloody wait, my man.
Me too. We talk on Instagram and, you know how excited I am. And you know that, I was the one that with you called how good January was. Everybody was moaning. I was one of the few ones that was on your side saying, no, good window, 2 top players, give them a chance. And I think that's a bit like how it is now with the transfer window. Nobody's given them a chance. They've not even kicked a ball yet, and people are slagging them off.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I agree. I think we need to look. I get where it comes from. It comes from a place of our transfer windows over the last 4 or 5 years have not been the best. We've been left disappointed with a lot of the signings we brought in. It comes from just being hurt. But do you think we just now need to start learning? And look, I think that will come with Paratici and Conte. The more signings we bring in here and the better they do for us.
Definitely.
I think over time people will learn to maybe give people a chance before they come here. Why do you think sometimes we're very quick to write off players or people before they even get here?
I don't know. It's like you said. I've been around a lot longer as you as a Tottenham fan. I'm like in my early 50s, so I can remember us actually lifting silverware, which is a long time ago.
Yeah,
too long ago.
too long.
I don't know. It's too many years of hurt, too many years of expectations. I mean, every summer has always been the same thing in it. You click on every day. We've been linked with this player. We've been linked with that player. We've been linked with this player. We've been linked with that player. Nothing happens till the last day, and then we sign 2 or 3 players. Then we end up being disappointed with most of them. Well, that was Hitchin and Levy. You know, I think we've turned a corner now. I'm not really a big Levy fan. You know that.
Yeah,
but maybe he's turned a little bit of a corner at the moment. But you know, like it's like I started following your channel when we signed Conte, and I saw you on We Are Tottenham TV.
Yeah,
and just your opinions. There's so much like mine. I was just sort of like so straight away like the channel.
cut from the same cloth, man. Cut from the same cloth. So look, if we're cut from the same cloth, the big talking point is today, Ndombele done an interview where he's saying, I might be happy at Tottenham 3 years after arriving here. And I've seen this circulate on social media ever since them training pictures of Ndom fat ass have come out about him being in the gym. Honestly, all you have to do is take a picture inside the gym nowadays, and people think you're working hard. Would you give Ndombele a second chance at Tottenham?
Not for a moment.
Why?
Sorry. What he did at Morecambe is unforgivable.
Yeah.
You don't come back from that. Sorry, you disrespected your manager. You disrespected your fans. You disrespected your teammates.
Yeah.
It's done. It's done. I know everybody says rip up his contract. It's not that easy. It would cost a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, if it was possible to just rip up his contract and say, piss off, sorry. But I'd do it. I'd pay his taxi anywhere in the world.
I agree. I couldn't come quick enough either. In fact, I'll be on what's that app they use for the taxi nowadays? I forget what it is. I'm gonna say Tinder. Yeah, whatever it is. I'll be ordering double just to make sure they turn up. But look, speaking of players that maybe aren't good enough to be here or second chances, do you think there'll be any players left behind from that preseason from traveling to Korea on the preseason?
I saw the list you posted earlier on there. And
yeah, I'll bring it up here now.
I probably quite fancy Hill to have a go. You know, like everybody gives him a hard time because he was put out on loan, but like from the players in that first part of the season, when he came on, he always had the logo on his heart. You know, he really gave something, even if he didn't manage much. You know, like he was like giving effort.
Yeah.
And maybe he was a bit lightweight in stature and that, but like maybe he's put a bit of weight on. I mean, like I think Conte should have a look at him in pre-season. Maybe put him on loan again to a Premiership club, but it's hard. Where would you put him?
I'll be honest. I look at the guy. I think there's a super talent there. I think there's a real player in there. I actually think he was done by a bit like Dan Scarlett, where you're putting him out in these games with players who just didn't want to be here. You know, and unfortunately, I think that kind of suffered Gill's fate. I think it's kind of hasn't given Dane Scarlett the best chance to hit the ground running, because you're playing with a back line who can't pass a football. You're playing with midfielders who do not want to be there. And if senior pros behind you aren't helping you to help create chances or even get the ball to you, you haven't really been given the best chance to succeed. And I actually think with Brian Hill, I would like to see him given a second chance this preseason, because I think with the squad and the mentality we have now, I think you'll see a much more better player.
I think the sad thing is when he did play, even if he was playing in a poor team, he was actually showing heart. He was actually showing fight.
Yeah.
Sometimes he was the only guy that was sort of like showing that like he really wanted to be there at these hard times, you know. And then he went out on loan, and I always thought it was a good that he went out on loan, because I thought he could beef up a bit, maybe get a bit of football elsewhere. But I thought it was a bit hard that people started treating him as like one of the rejects, because
Yeah.
I don't think he ever was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe people disagree with me, but like, I never thought he was one of the rejected ones. I thought he showed a lot of heart in a poor team.
I don't think he was one of the rejected ones either. I think when Antonio Conte looked at, I think he struggled to find where he'll fit him in his system, and rather than keep him around, he's loaned him out to help his development. Look, we'll wait and see what he can do. We'll wait and see what he could do when he comes back from pre-season, Rufus. Hopefully he hits the ground running. That would be absolutely unbelievable. Are you sad to see Bergwijn leave?
He didn't really get the chances, did he? I disagree with everybody. Sometimes he just didn't get the chances. Lucas was always the third choice. Even when he did good in the next game, Lucas had come on. But like other people said, maybe Conte and everybody else saw something in him in training that they didn't like. But then he goes away to Holland and bangs him in for fun. It's a really strange one, in my opinion. I don't know, but like, if he's not going to fit in the team, get him off the books, get the wages off the books. I think it's pretty, you know, he was patient, like some people said. He deserves a bit of football where he wants to play, and he wants to play at Ajax. Like, look, let's do a deal, get him out the door.
Yeah, look, patience. I actually flipped that. I think we've had patience with him. Look, I don't forget what he done under Jose Mourinho. People are judging him what he's done under Conte and saying we haven't given him a chance. But let's not forget the amount of runs he had in the team under Jose Mourinho. And the fact that Gareth Bale has come in, we've paid his wages on loan. He's got to full fitness and come in and took that. And then we've had to reinvest again in that position and bring in Kulusevski. For me, look, I'm glad to see the back of him. I'm sick of players coming here moaning and going, oh, I just want to play first team football. I'm not being given a chance. Well, I'm sorry, you don't get given a chance, you earn a chance. And that's the difference. If you think you're entitled enough to be given a chance, and it's not and look, the problem is it's not being the chances he's wanted. He's had chances in cup games before, even under Jose Mourinho. But because they're not the games he wants to play in, he's throwing his toys out the pram and I haven't been given a chance. Look, even if
that's why I said
against the under-23s in training, that's a chance. It's up to you to take it. And for me, look, I'm not sad to see the back of him. I'm really not.
I mean, that's why I said, you know, like obviously all the trainers and managers and everybody sees something else that we don't see, you know, which is their privilege. And like you said, like, nobody's, and that's why I said it in the first comment, you know, like obviously Conte or whoever sees something in it they don't like, that to keep choosing more.
Yeah, 100%, my man. 100%. And look, hopefully now with the players we have players that want to be here and will take every opportunity given to them.
Richarlison, I'm so excited.
Number 9. I mean, look, the list of people to wear it. Vincent Janssen, Roberto Soldado, Gregor Raziak, Berbatov, Roman Pavlyuchenko, Les Ferdinand, and I think Darren Anderton as well, I think. Being a bit of a cursed jersey. Can Richarlison make it great again?
Give it to him. Give it to him. Let him make something of it. I think he's one of the most exciting players we've signed. I'm laughing at Arsenal because I've seen so many things where they say Jesus is the better signing, you know? Like, Jesus couldn't get double figures in one of the arguably the best team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And Richarlison is hitting double fingers at poor teams.
Yeah.
I mean, and somebody posted the stats today, and like Richarlison's better in all of them, but he's had something like 30 odd more games or something like that.
Yeah.
In the Premiership, I can't remember exactly how many it is. How can you judge it if you don't judge it on exactly the same amount of games? It's unjudgeable.
I don't know about that, my man. I think, look, there's different factors you take into it. I think, look, first of all, Jesus and Richarlison, I think they're two different types of players. I think Richarlison can lead a line. Jesus can't. Jesus needs people to constantly be feeding them, put balls in behind from and stuff. You can't ask Jesus to hold up the ball. He doesn't have the physicality to do it. He doesn't want to do it either. And I think
what would you say is his problem by Brazil then? Because in this qualifying campaign, he got no goals, and Richarlison got 5 or 6. I stand to be corrected. I'm not an expert.
Brazil gave
Jesus. You know, if you look at Brazil, with Richarlison, they've played in the same stadium against the same opposition on the same team, and he's performed better.
Yeah, because he's a better player. Look, with Jesus, he's been given a chance for Brazil. He was their number 9. They couldn't score goals. He couldn't find the back of the net. Whereas you look, Richarlison has, and it looks like he's going to be their leading man going into the season. But look, with Richarlison has played at Watford and Everton. He should be nowhere near the amount of goals that Jesus has, playing in a Man City team who wreck teams 4 or 5-0 most weeks. Should have nowhere near the amount of goals, but he does. Yes, he's played more.
Because it's on De Bruyne alone, you know. He's playing with Kevin De Bruyne and he can't get in double figures. Hello.
Yeah, and you look. I think he scored what, 8 goals last season. 4 of them was in one game, I believe. 4 of them was in one game. He's not an out goal scorer. You look at the outlay Arsenal put on him. I think their fans will be coming back crying within 2 or 3 months. I really do. I think
they're deluded.
Look, I think we know that, my man. I think we know. I mean, look, they sit in the toilet bowl and accept the shit that's going on every single week. I definitely think we know they're deluded. What player do you think will stand out this preseason? There's always one player who has a good preseason. What player do you think that'll be?
I was thinking about this today, and then somebody at the same time, I was having this thought when I was at work, and somebody sent me an email of Perisic playing all the highlights of just last season, and some of the things he was doing, like he can score goals like Son, and he doesn't even need to be playing up that far front. He can just get the ball. If the ball comes to him, carry it forward. He offers so much. I mean, just look at our front line now.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It's scary as hell. If a team is coming to play us at White Hart Lane and sees that front line and what's sat on the bench and they don't shit their pants a little bit, then they deserve to lose. Honestly, it's scary. But not
only that,
ask if we could win the title. We need a centre back and 2 right wing backs.
You want 2 in here? Do you think? Look. I know you want to. Do you think realistically Tottenham will go and get 2 though?
I think we'll get another 2 players after Korea, and I think they'll be both somewhere in the defence. Where they sit in the defence, the Don will know, but we don't.
Do you think the last of the big signings are in terms of Basuma and Richarlison, or do you think there's maybe one more to come?
I don't know. Sometimes people say we haven't really had a marquee signing, but Basuma, for the price we got him, he's a marquee signing. That was a steal. I mean, if he had a year longer on his contract, we'd have paid 50, 60.
Yeah. I agree. Just because we paid for him, it doesn't mean he's not a marquee signing.
People seem to forget that. But I think it's Ali Gold is really sort of adamant that we'll kind of get some more defenders in wherever they are.
Yeah,
and if that's true, then I'm all for it, because then I think we'll be title contenders. Because it's like the 3 Spurs boys said, we beat City twice and we drew twice. So let's drop 4 points against the top 2.
Yeah. Look, it'd be very, very interesting to see what happens this season. I think. Look, we're in for a very good season. I think I'm definitely excited by it. And look, hopefully we can still continue by getting in some more good business, because look, I think we need it. We can't stop here. We've got to keep going. Just because we've had a good start to the window, we cannot get complacent. And look, we're always going to have a bit of a lull period. We seem to be going through that right now, that bit of a lull period. But I do think maybe you might see Lenglet and hopefully Spence announced before pre-season. That would be absolutely unbelievable.
I think we will. From all the reports coming out, I think we'll get them too. And then I think we'll go to Korea. Maybe it goes a bit quiet. And then we've got a lot of money in the bank. There's always a lot of possibilities. I don't want to keep harping on about Bastoni or all other big signings, but maybe one of these clubs needs money for one of our other big targets, whether it's Bremer or the Bastoni or whatever. I think there's always a chance we might still get a player in like that at the end of the day, alongside Lenglet.
Yeah, look, I think we definitely need to. I just wouldn't feel comfortable going in with the defensive options we currently have. Yes, I'm delighted with what we've done in midfield and what we've done in the forward line. But
I think we've got the team that we'll start the season with, but it won't be the team that we're playing with before Christmas. I'm not talking about January. I'm not talking about other signings. I think we've got like a big core that I think Conte will be happy with if we get Lenglet and Spence and they go to Korea as well. I think he's got a core to work with to start the season. I think it goes until September still, the transfer window. So we've got a long way to go.
Another 7 weeks to go, my man. It's another 7 weeks, so there's still plenty that can happen, lads. Still plenty.
Don never sleeps. Don never sleeps.
He doesn't sleep. He does not sleep, my man. I mean, he's here, there, and everywhere. He's an absolute unbelievable worker. I might have to get my Don Paratici jersey on order, to be honest with you. You know, I might have to get it. I'll have to also try and get his signature. I do have a signature on the way. Someone very, very kindly got me somebody's signature, but I won't say who until it arrives because I don't want to jinx it. I cannot wait. But look, Rufus, anything else you want to talk about before we let you go, my man?
No, it's quite late here, so I'd like to give somebody else a chance because it's already 11:45 here, and I'm ready for my bed. I've got to get up at 6 o'clock.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, it's just amazing at the moment. The best thing in life is just to be laughing at the Arsenal every 5 minutes, seeing how deluded they are. It's just brilliant, and I think that, and I just want to say the fans should keep a bit of faith. I've never had faith in Levy, and I've never had faith in Tottenham, and like this is the strangest summer I've ever lived through.
Yeah.
Ali Gold seems adamant that we're going to get a couple more players in.
And hopefully so. I really do hope so, because the more that come in, I think the merrier for us. I really do. I think the fact that we've got majority of them in before preseason will definitely stand to us rather than bringing them in and asking them to make an impact, you know, while the season's going on. So I think we've done very, very good business, very, very clever business. And look, long may it continue, my man. Long may it continue. But Rufus, we'll let you go because I know you're up early for work tomorrow, man. So we will let you go, and we'll see you again Friday, no doubt.
You take care, mate.
Give me a big come on, you Spurs. Wake the whole
you Spurs.
Louder than that. I want you to wake the whole of Germany up, lad.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love that. Rufus, we'll see you again soon, brother.
See you soon, brother. Take care, mate.
Big up. Everybody give Rufus a lot of love in the comments. An absolute gentleman. I love having him on. Love having him on. Always comes on, always smiling, and always ready to talk. Absolutely love that. Big up, Rufus. Everyone give Rufus a lot of love. His name comes from the Wacky Racers as well, Rufus Roughcut. He's a wacky racer. Absolute legend. We've got Ellie in the house. Another big one by Ellie. Absolutely, really appreciate it. And she says, David, you are a G. The 44.99, and this is towards getting yourself and Jack cheering on our man, the Brick House Viking Højbjerg next season all together again, and Jack can break my other eardrum. No, look, really, really appreciate that, Ellie. I mean, look, I'm not a G. I'm just a regular Joe Soap who loves talking Tottenham, but I appreciate the sentiment. Look, I like to call myself a G, but I'm not a G realistically. Sometimes I just do that to stroke my own ego, to make myself feel good, pump myself up. Yeah, David, you are a G, but I'm not really. But absolutely love the sentiment though, Ellie. And look, I mean, it's a massive, massive help to get us over. Look, for Jack, I think his flights are crazy. Absolutely crazy to get over. But we will make sure he gets over. I will make sure I get over as well. And if anybody wants to help us get over, feel free to do what Ellie has just done. That is absolutely unbelievable, Ellie. And yeah, Jack is very, very loud with his Højbjerg chanting. Very, very loud. In fact, very, very enthusiastic with it as well. I mean, loads of people were just turning around looking at him. You know, this guy absolutely adores Højbjerg. And then they look around and see Ellie beside him and they're like, nah, now I get it. The Højbjerg fan club is in town, baby. You know, and they knew. They absolutely knew. And look, Ali, that West Ham day was a great day out. I mean, thank you so much. That lived long in the memory. The atmosphere beforehand, after, but just even seeing your passion in the stands, absolutely unbelievable. A massive credit to yourself, Ellie. Like I keep saying, never, ever, ever let your enthusiasm for Tottenham Hotspur die. Because the day that does is the day Tottenham Hotspur will never, ever go on to win anything, because they need fans like you, you know, who adore this club and always spreading the good word about Tottenham. They need fans like you. So big up, Ellie, and really, really appreciate the support. You are top notch. Too big of support, but I really, really do appreciate it. Now, look, we've got 2 guests left. Let's get one on. And his name is Mihal, aka Michael, and he is from Poland. Michael, how are you keeping, my man? I am here. I'm going to be honest with people. I've been at this for 2 hours and 48 minutes. I fucking need a cigarette. So I'm going to turn off the camera and have a cigarette, but I will still be speaking to you, Michael. So what do we want to talk about, brother?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm fine. It's a bit hot in here in Poland, and I'm picking up my girlfriend in like 1.5 hours from her party because she just finished her university.
How did she get on,
man? Yeah, she was stressed as fuck during last week, and even she went back to smoking a bit because she had a break, but the stress was too much, and she had to have a smoke. But she's fine. She passed everything in like without any issues. So yeah, good. I'm really proud of her.
That's what we love to hear. We only accept achievers over here, Michael. Only accept achievers. We love that. We love that. But look, man, so much news today. You've got Bergwijn on his way to Ajax. Should Ndombele be given a second chance? Preseason right around the corner. I mean, where do you want to take this? What do you want to start with?
Yeah, so like first of all, like I respect everyone's opinions, but in my opinion, Ndombele, just there is not many times when I'm getting angry with a player. Like everything that I require from a player is effort and heart, and that's it for me. You don't have to be like the best player in the world. You don't have to be like skillful. You don't have to play magnificent balls. All I need from you is work and passion and to show that you care, right? And he did everything opposite. So for me, there is no chance for him, and I honestly doubt that Conte would willingly himself allow him to get back into the team. What I'm more thinking is that if by any chance we struggle to offload him for the next like 2 months nearly, because we still have 2 months, right, in the transfer window, nearly 2 months, then only then I can see him staying with the squad. But like the chances that he will be given one or two in the whole season. So yeah, like for me, there shouldn't be any chance for him to get back. And I don't want us to start acting like certain lot down the road where their captain threw the shirt on the ground and stepped on it and showed like this to the fans, as far as I remember, and they still somehow gave him the captain's armband back. Like that's disgraceful. And Ndombele maybe didn't go to that extent, but still I think that he disrespected Conte. He disrespected the fans that were there for the Morecambe game. He disrespected the team that tried to achieve something by progressing in the it was Carabao. Yeah, no, it was FA Cup, right? So yeah, like for me, no chance in hell. He should be back in the team.
What if we're stuck with him, though, Michael? I mean, because there's every opportunity this could well happen. Look, we know his loan deal at Lyon didn't go well, didn't put up trees. He's on colossal wages, record signing. He ain't going anywhere cheap either. So, I mean, what do you do if we're stuck with this guy?
Yeah, honestly, we fucked ourselves a bit with him. Just, it's that much thing that, someone just, for me, didn't really think this through. I know what they wanted to achieve with signing him. I know why he was given the wage he was, right? To persuade him to come here, to like, yeah. So also the thing that I didn't like about the things that came out today is like he didn't want to put any single like ounce of effort when we weren't in the Champions League, and suddenly the team without him achieved Champions League, and now he's coming out and saying that maybe there is a future for him now. No, now you can fuck off. Just you didn't put the effort. You didn't show that you care. You didn't show that you want to progress with this team. Yeah. So as I said, in my opinion, I would probably rip his contract, but I know that our club most likely cannot do that just because it would be too expensive for them. So,
I didn't think you had that harsh bone in your body, Michael. I'm surprised to hear that about ripping up his contract. I didn't think you were that harsh, man. Love it.
As I said, it's really rare that I show like those type of emotions towards a player. Even though I really don't like Winks and what he shows on the pitch, I still like see that ounce of like care that he cares because he is a Spurs boy, right? So I at least I can respect him for that. Even though I don't want him in the team, I can respect him for that, and I want the best for him, right? If we move him on, I will cheer for him. I will cheer for his future. I hope that he rips it up wherever he ends up. Unless he's playing against Tottenham, then I want him to be the usual self, right? But yeah, in terms of Ndombele, he got on my nerves really badly, and yeah, in terms of what clubs should do with him, it's really tough because on one hand we can probably find him like a place somewhere in like a Turkish league or whatever other league, right? But
Definitely
he also
Turkey.
has a say in it, right? He can say I don't want to go there, right? And then we are kind of stuck with him. So yeah, even if he
What about
stays,
Legia Warsaw? Are they looking for a new midfielder now?
yeah. Oh my God, the Legia Warsaw is such a shit show.
He wouldn't last 2 minutes in Poland. They'd be chasing him around. They would be.
Yeah, like
Your fans are
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's really tough in here. Like there have been plenty of occasions where fans broke into the training camps and beat up the players. So
he love football. Look, I know a lot of people over here and how big they are into the football. They absolutely love it. And ultras. You're talking about ultras. He will not last.
Yeah, the problem with Polish ultras is that in England it has been like a bit toned down with all the laws, with all the match bans, the ridiculously high fines that you get when you like destroy something, etc. Right? In Poland, it's not really regulated in any shape or form. So our ultras are really like it's a dangerous society, for casual fans, right? Where I wouldn't like feel let's say I even want to use the word scared when I would sit in our south stand, right? Because I know that even though the fans that sit there are really passionate, like I'm safe there, right? But I wouldn't like want to sit in a like something similar to south stand in any Polish club because it's really rough there, man. Like
Wow.
yeah, but it's
There's
all
a
about
football experience for people if they ever want one.
yeah.
I love that.
So Ndombele for me, let's get him out. If we don't manage to it, I really like believe that Conte will find a way to deal with him. But let's not talk about this guy. Let's talk about something more positive, right?
Yeah, look, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Clement Lenglet coming in? Do you want to talk about our transfer dealings so far? I mean, what do you want to talk about, Michael?
Yeah, so transfers in general, I'm really proud with what we've achieved so far. I know there is still plenty of work, and I hope there is still plenty of work to be done, right? But I'm happy with all the signings that we managed to bring in yet, and I'm really happy if we manage to bring Lenglet, because for me, in terms of like that center back, I would rather our club to bring in Lenglet for 1 year and then try to go for like one of the main targets that they had their mindset on this year, right? Rather than go like 2 or 3 levels down and bring someone who really doesn't show enough quality in Conte's mind, and treat that position as settled. But with Lenglet coming in, most likely, I would love for us to go for a central center back like Bremer, like someone of this quality, right? So that because this defense needs strengthening, right? And when we were all talking about Bastoni, we treated that as that statement signing, that piece of the jigsaw that will like glue everything together, right? But since we are going for Lenglet, who I think he is a quality center back. The thing with him is I feel like his confidence was shattered, and Barcelona fans are known for never being satisfied by the players' performances unless they are winning everything, right? So I think that his confidence has been shattered, and I feel like a new experience in our team will probably do him really good. So yeah, yeah, as I said, it's only a loan. Like a lot of people are panicking, that we are bringing Lenglet and that we are lowering the standards or whatever. It's only a loan. A year passes, he plays like 15 to 20 games for us. He serves his role so that Davis doesn't have to play 60 games in a season, right? And then he goes, performs really well, we can buy him. I heard that the supposed buy option is really, really cheap. So, I wouldn't mind if he performed well. I wouldn't mind if we bought him, right? But I still think that there is plenty of business to be done. I still expect one more center back to come in,
Yeah.
and I still expect a right wing back to come in. And I've spoke with you and Jack plenty. I'm not really
Yeah.
convinced by Spence, but it is what it is. If our club decide that it is sufficient to go only for Spence, offload like Emerson and keep Doherty and Spence as our choices, well, okay, yeah, I guess it is what it is, and I won't really complain that much, but yeah, I would prefer someone of a more proven quality, right? And
Yeah.
that's it for me. But in general, I'm fucking proud of this club. I'm really happy to be a Spurs fan, which I didn't experience in a long time before Conte
Yeah.
came in, right? Like that, the supporting Spurs was tough, and
Yeah.
if during the season and during transfer windows. But right now, yeah, I'm positive about what's happening. So
Yeah.
yeah, the question that you just posted on the screen, right? Yeah, because I was listening on and off because I had some stuff to do. What's your
Yeah.
opinion about the topic? I know that you probably stated it already, but
That
I
we can
want
win
to
the
hear it.
Premier League.
Yeah. Can we
Um,
challenge? Can we win?
Look, I think challenge, yes. I think winning is a different story altogether. I think winning, I think it comes down to luck with injuries. I think it comes down to
Yeah.
as well, if you can do smart business like we done last January and maybe refresh the squad a little if it needs it. I think definitely. Look, I'm very positive going into this season. I think, look, Conte's not here to just take part. He wants to win the Premier League. He wants to win the FA Cup. He wants to win the League Cup, and he wants to win the Champions League. I think the signings we've made have definitely reflected Conte's ambitions. Even if you go back to January, bringing in Kulusevski, Bentancur, now you're bringing the four players we've already brought in. Basuma ready to hit the ground running. Richarlison ready to hit the ground running. No adaptation period whatsoever. Premier League proven. Perisic, world-class footballer. Not a gamble whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just going to replicate what he's done everywhere else at Tottenham Hotspur. And if something happens to Hugo Lloris or even in the early rounds of the cup games, we've got a keeper that won't make mistakes that you've seen from Galini in the Europa Conference League, the League Cup, and the FA Cup against Morecambe. So for me, I think the signs we have made so far, brilliant. I think bringing in Lenglet, absolute bonus. I think we need more competition across the back line. I'll be very happy with Spence. I like Spence. I think, look, for me, he's a bit of unknown. You don't know whether he's going to hit the ground running or whether he's not. But for 20 million, it's the going rate for someone in and around his age. We paid that roughly for Jack Clark, Session. So I mean, for me, I think Spence is more one for the future. I think yes, we still have more to do, but as it stands, you look at the squad Conte had last year and the options he had, which wasn't many. He could not change anything from the bench whatsoever. And the fact that he managed to get everybody on side super, super fit as well and get us to top four when nobody gave us a chance. I definitely think with the squad that Conte has at his disposal now, I think a title challenge. I think you add one or two more big signings to that. I think we definitely have every chance of going on and winning it, Michael.
Yeah, I tend to describe myself as a positive realist, if you know what I'm saying. So let me explain. Like I expect the realistic outcome, but I dream about the positive one.
Yeah.
So I will always come on your show or We Are Tottenham TV and speak with the boys, and I will always say I said after the United loss when I was speaking with who was there, Iggy and Stel, I think. and I
Yeah.
told them I still believe that we are going to achieve top 4, but the realistic thing to say and to expect is that we wouldn't, right? Because like everything pointed that we wouldn't achieve the top 4, right? Everything pointed that we would probably end up in the Europa League, right? But you know, I always tend to like think about the positive things, but expect the realistic ones, so I can get positively surprised. But you know, I don't get down over when something positive doesn't happen, right? So, in my opinion, in the upcoming season, I think that the realistic thing to expect is us like secure in the top 4, like not like this season where we had to fight until the end of the season, right? I expect us to have it wrapped up like before the season ends. But what I dream about us challenging, and honestly, like, you know, I've been also saying, like, let's compare it to Champions League, right? In Champions League, all you need is a lucky draw in the knockoff round, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at Liverpool this season. They've beaten, I think it was, they had Benfica, they had Villarreal, they had who else did they have? One more team.
Benfica, Villarreal, and
Yeah,
I
someone.
can't remember the other team. I
Yeah,
cannot.
yeah, but it wasn't like a top shelf team like Manchester City
Yes.
or PSG, right? All you need is to be a bit of luck, and you know they found themselves in the final, right? And I believe that in Premier League it's a bit harder because you know it's 38 games, not 3 or 6 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But all we need is for Nunes to be a flop, which I think he will be.
Yeah.
I don't rate the guy that highly. And
Yeah.
for City to have, because I feel like City will have this transitional season, and even with their transitional season, they are probably gonna smash the league anyway, right? But I feel there is a slight chance that they might not like do what they did this season, and they end up with like what 86 points, let's say, which is still mad, right?
Yeah.
86 points is still mad, but I believe that our team can achieve between 80 and 85. I feel like with all the signings that we brought in, with even the maths stands by it, right? Because Conte is set to achieve like 2 points on average during the season per game, right? So
Yeah.
2 points per times 38 games is 76, right? And let's say we achieve a bit more, right? And you know, and you are in 80 to 85 range. I feel like it just what it takes is that a bit of luck, and we could probably find ourselves really high up the table, right? So yeah, I also share your thoughts. I feel like you know there is that slight bit missing for us to be competitive with Liverpool and Manchester City if they do what everyone expects them to do. But you know there is a chance that they might be like 5 to 10 points worse this season, and that might be enough to sneak in, right? So yeah, I'm really positive about the next season. I love to dream about us winning something, right? Like yeah, but
I think
but
we
you
all
know,
dream about it. Hopefully, it becomes reality, Michael.
yeah, but you know, yeah, I still think that there is plenty of business to be done, and I want to see this team like fully functional with like ideas that Conte sets to them. And I'm really happy that we managed to offload Bergwijn because that was also one of the topics that you mentioned, right? I I I struggle to find the reason why so many of us are so sentimental towards Bergwijn, right? Because I really like the guy. I have nothing against him. He like brought me one of the best moments like pretty much ever in that Leicester win, right? It's nowhere near Lucas in the Champions League, right? But that moment was magnificent. But you know that he has done this and he scored against the City, the 10-man City that we won 2-0 against, right?
Yeah.
And other than that, not much else. So and he had like 1.5 years to prove himself to fight for the position. And I feel like if he really wanted a game time, he would prove to Conte, to Mourinho, and to other coaches, like, look, I know I'm not displacing Sonny, but in FA Cup, in Carabao, in Europa League with Mourinho, you are playing me because Sonny needs a rest for more important matches, I can be there, I can provide like something to the team, right? But ultimately he didn't, most likely, right? So we listen, we managed to recuperate like, what is it, 30 million euros? Like, that's mad. We
Yeah.
got what we paid for him, right?
Yeah.
We didn't
Brilliant.
lose anything except his wages that we had to pay throughout the 1.5 years that he was here, right? I'm perfectly fine with this business. I feel like, it's really great. With selling him, we paid what we got what we paid for Bissouma. So technically we only spent 60 million this transfer
Yeah.
window. That's why I still think there is plenty of business to be done, right? Yeah,
Absolutely agree.
I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing.
I'm buzzing. I'm like you, my man. I dream of winning the league this season. And look, you make a great point. Roughly now that we're selling Bergwijn for 30, haven't lost anything, around 60 million net spend so far. I mean, that's not bad at all. And long may the spend continue, Michael. But look, my man, I appreciate you giving up your time and coming on. Absolutely brilliant as always, brother. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, I always talk too much, and
No, never, my man. Look. Today, no time limit whatsoever. Just let people free reign, my man. I absolutely love it. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for, my man.
Yeah, whenever I tell a story, like when we are on a party with my girlfriend, she always tries to shut me down because I have a lot of I tend to branch off into different stories, and she always says get to the point, Michael, get to the point, right? And everyone is we are waiting for the conclusion, and I'm telling them a story of my childhood, even though it's nothing connected to the main topic, right?
No, look, you're very good at saying you put your football plates together, my man. People just sit back and listen, and they love it, my man. So big yourself up, brother.
Yeah, big up, David. And you are doing perfectly fine by yourself, because I know I've heard that you were stressed about it. Yeah,
do you know what it is?
Job.
Do you know what it is, right? There's so much to do. So you've got all the banners you need to bring up, you've got all the comments you need to bring up, and host, all while you're trying to communicate with the guest. That's why it's so much easier when Jack is there, because we go 50-50. But when you're trying to do it on your own, it's so bloody stressful, lad. But people seem to think I've done a good job, so I've got away with it somehow.
Yeah, perfect, David. Trust me. And big up to you, big up to the channel. And I'm really glad I can voice my opinions here and on Ben and Sim's channel. That's amazing, because I don't have to bore everyone else in my vicinity. So yeah, I'm
Look,
perfectly...
I know what it's like. I know what it's like when there's not much Spurs fans around you. You're kind of trying to talk to your mother about it, and she just doesn't get football. You know what I mean?
Same.
And sometimes you say stuff and you just kind of want something back, and she doesn't know anything about Tottenham, so you don't get anything back. I fully get it, my man. I fully get it, brother. But look, tell your girlfriend at the Irish Hotspur, we say congratulations and well done, and keep smashing life.
Yeah. See you, David. Bye.
Big up, Michael, and we'll see you again soon,
brother.
See you again soon. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, my man. Everybody give Michael a lot of love in the comments. Absolute legend. Love listening to him as well. Absolutely love listening to him. He's absolutely brilliant. Puts together some great points. Ellie with the super chat. Big up, Ellie. Really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. You have no idea. I have no idea. It really, really does help. She says, we have the greatest fans on earth. Bob Spur and his NSH fundraiser. Truly magnificent, which is absolutely brilliant. Fair play to him. Absolutely fair play to him. Look, you see many people at platforms doing bad things with it, and the fact that Bob is doing good things with it, he's leading the way. She says they saved his life, and seeing him cherish his wonderful kids and embracing life and giving us wankety wank. I mean, wankety wank shouldn't probably be put in the same sentence with embracing life and wonderful kids, Ellie. But I do get it. I do get it. No, look, Bob's had a complete U-turn. Look, life turned upside down. And from thinking you might die to all of a sudden being given a second shot at life, absolutely everything. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and Bob is definitely doing good things with it. And look, I think we have the I do think we have the best fans in the world, to be honest with you, Ellie. I really do. Outside of Irish fans for Ireland, I think we have the best fans in the world. I think we're passionate, and there's a lot of different opinions in the community, but yet everybody still seems to get on as well, and that stands to it. I think, look, the new people that have come into it, like Bobby K, Christian, and Jay, even to some of the OGs of it, like we are Tottenham TV, everybody is absolutely unbelievable. And look, between us all, I think that there's content more or less nearly running 24 hours a day. I do think it's been an absolute wonderful community, and long may it continue. You know, people like yourself, Ellie, Chris, Dermot, you know, Sean from Spurs Talk Show, Kieran, you know, Nick, you know, people that come on board and really help us out on everything we do here. It's absolutely magnificent. And look, hopefully it can just keep getting bigger and better, and everyone can still keep getting the support, because the support out there right now is absolutely incredible. And long may it continue. And that's no short down to you, Ellie, who across all the group chats, social media, in the YouTube chats, bigging up everybody, supporting them, sharing their streams. Absolutely magnificent. Big up, Ellie. And really, really, really happy to have you in this community. And it'd be a sad place without you, Ellie. So long may you stick around. Big up, Ellie. Absolutely love that. But guys, we're down to the last guest of the evening. It's good to have one of my fellow Kildare men join me. Let's get him on. Kieran, my man.
How are you, David? How are you?
I'm good. You're the last guest. The stress is nearly over, my man. How are you keeping?
I know. Do you know what? I didn't know who was ahead or behind or anything. So every time I seen you go into the next person, I was like, all right, like I'll switch on my little light so you can actually see me. And I was like, well, yeah, it's not me. It's not me.
Do you know what it is, lad, right? When it's the private chat, like with keeping up with the messages and engaging in the private chat and everything else, it's hard. It's very hard. Look, you know how hard it is.
Yeah,
I
know.
Sure. But look, I mean, Kieran, plenty of news, brother. What do you want to talk about? And it's great to see you back in the community, by the way, as well, because you kind of fell by the wayside when things were getting bad and all. But it's great to see you back, brother.
Yeah. Just as that happens. Yeah, no, obviously for me it was, just started a new job. So I felt like I was kind of far behind everyone at the time. And it was like, I really need to kind of catch up on my work, especially being in a new job.
Yeah.
And being a lot less experienced than everyone. I was just kind of like, I can't do this YouTube stuff at the moment until I kind of get to grips with this job. But yeah, and thank you, Ellie, for the curtains. They'll probably be gone soon.
Definitely Mammy's choice. Mammy definitely picked them out for him, for sure.
No, I picked them out when I was like 14.
Nice, good taste, my man. Good taste. Good taste. You know what you like. You know what you like, brother. No, but look, honestly, it's great to have you back in the community, and great to have you back doing streams, my man. You ever need me for any, just give me a shout, lad. Give me a shout. And anyone that doesn't know Kieran, me and him also played Astro together for quite some time. We will hopefully get back to it when my mate is finished up in the Navy and he can start giving us lifts again, because he's the one driving. Hopefully we can get back to it. But Kieran is one hell of a player. But Kieran, the news. I mean, where do you want to go with it? Bergwijn, Ndombele. You've got preseason coming up. What do you want to talk about?
Well, there's a few things. I suppose we can go over a few things, but I noticed earlier in the stream you said that I can confirm that you're a good player. And yeah, David is a good player. And David, that PayPal transfer did come through earlier on.
I'm glad we got that all above board. Now you can shower me with compliments.
No, but what I will say is just on a Steven Bergwijn thing quickly, I suppose, before we move on to on Fat Ass, as you call him. For the rumoured fee that we're apparently getting for Steven Bergwijn and Cameron Carter-Vickers totals 40 million euros.
Very good point.
I think the big thing with our transfer window so far is we've done great at getting players in. But obviously, we've got the foreign quota issue. We don't necessarily have too much of a homegrown issue at the moment. It's more foreign players. So I feel like at this moment in time, once we kind of get a centre back in or a left centre back in, it's a case of let's try and kind of get offload some of these players now. And I suppose Ndombele is one of the ones that is right in the firing line. One of the first ones everyone will look to have offloaded.
Yeah.
Personally, do I think he deserves another chance? No. However, for me, I suppose it depends on whether Conte thinks he has another chance. And I think the only reason I say that is because of how he dealt with Perisic, where when he was at Inter Milan...
You wanted the 40% in the poll that clicked yes.
No, I clicked no. I clicked no. I don't want him. But, and obviously with Perisic, Conte loaned him out to Bayern because he wasn't kind of giving him what he wanted, but told Perisic, this is kind of what I want from you. And just in an interview, I'm not sure if it was Perisic or Conte that said it, but essentially Perisic came back. Conte was like, you know what I'm looking for now. You've actually gone out and done it on your loan, and then played him, and obviously he knew what he wanted from him. I highly doubt that Ndombele has taken any advice or criticism on board and worked on it while he's away at Lyon.
I genuinely don't think he's intelligent enough, to be honest.
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't think he's done it. I don't think he would. I don't think he would have gone away and taken that on board.
Yeah.
But the thing is, obviously, look, pre-season starts soon. We are going to have to offload players, and we've got too many players as it is.
Why do you think we're struggling to offload players, though, Kieran?
Sorry.
Look, I'm guilty of it as well. Look, just get him gone. But do you think we're struggling to offload them because of the lack of interest?
I think partially. Part of me thinks, like, are we struggling to get too many players off? I feel part of it is like not necessarily us struggling, but just other clubs not even having the money across Europe. Premier League clubs aren't really willing to take a risk on these players because the reason we're trying to offload them is they're not cutting it in the Premier League. So a lot of other clubs aren't going to take a risk, or the ones that would take a risk can't pay those high wages, or those players wouldn't take that step down. When you look at across Europe, you've got a lot of clubs financially that are having to offload loads of their best players in order to sign players. And I think that's, part of, our problem as well. If across Europe, teams were okay, or as a normal transfer window a couple seasons ago before COVID, I think we'd be offloading these players pretty easily. But
I agree.
Now with COVID, a lot of other teams now having financial issues. All of a sudden, the bigger teams that usually would be the ones to spend, they're now kind of going, well, we kind of got to save our pennies up here because we're in a spot of other, so they can't really take risks.
I agree with that, and I'll expand on it a little as well. Even the clubs that do have money, they're going to be a lot more frugal with how they spend it now. They're going to do a lot more research into the player, into his attitude, into his lifestyle, because I think a lot of clubs got to kick up the arse with COVID. And I think, because they were just spending money willy-nilly, see if it works out, see if it doesn't. I think a lot of clubs got kicked up the arse. So I think even the clubs that do have money will not look at this guy because, they're going to spend a lot smarter than maybe they have previously, whereas previously they would have took chances. Now, teams, I think, would be very reluctant to.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think it was on Jack's channel, actually, where we're talking about Ndombele, and I said that realistically, if we're trying to get rid of him, I don't think anyone's going to be paying the type of fee that we want and then his wages. That I think realistically the best option is you do that Dele Alli type deal that we've done with Everton, where it's a thing of he goes for free, but you take his wages. You take whatever his wages are, and over time we'll take percentages based on appearances, and then you just make sure there's a sell on that, if they try and sell him on, before that's done, and obviously we still get a cut of it. I think that's probably the best way, because what you don't want is if Conte definitely doesn't want him, and he kind of sees from the early days in pre-season, I definitely don't want this guy. You don't really want him sitting around, just not playing, not involved in the European squad, just doing nothing, because he's still taking wages, and then I suppose if he's not playing, he's just sitting around there. It's a bad influence, isn't it? Because he's going to be sulking. That affects other players as well,
100%. I agree. And look, Kieran, it's one thing Conte wanted to give him another chance. Do you think the fan base will actually give him another chance? Because he's burnt these bridges with them, trudging off 1-0 down against Morecambe. Some of the results he's been involved in, the videos come out of him, lack of chasing people around to try and win the ball back. Fans have just had enough with this guy. If Conte does give him a chance, do you think the fans will?
Look, I think if Conte is giving him a chance, and we kind of come into pre-season, he's one of the first names on team sheet, and he's actually showing something more than he has done before, and Conte then continues to trust him, I think fans will give him a chance. But if he comes into pre-season, and he is in our pre-season squad, gets a chance, and he's just strolling around doing the same old, I think people will kind of go, this isn't it. But on the other hand, I think at the moment, fans are a lot of fans from what I see are 50-50. You've got a lot of players that I suppose, like us Spurs fans are, wishing for trophies and everything, other people have kind of gone, oh, if Ndombele can play at his full potential next to Basuma or next to these players, oh my God, what midfield we'd have. And it's like, it's all good hoping and dreaming, but, you kind of got half go off of what we've had so far, and you got to put a realistic expectation on what to expect from him pre-season. The problem is he's never been a bad player. He's just not putting the effort, and I suppose that's where some people can actually forgive Davies this season and Dyer, because even though before you thought they weren't good enough, they always put in the effort. Whereas Ndombele, it's the complete opposite. You know there's talent there, but it's just frustrating because the effort isn't there.
Yeah, I think one thing you said there about, ifs, buts, and maybes, if he did, we'd have a great midfield. Look, I fully agree with you. It's a bit like, if my auntie had a dick, or if my uncle had a dick, he'd be, or whatever it is. If my auntie had a dick,
my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah, she'd be my uncle. You know what I mean? It's all if, buts, and maybes. Although I'm not sure whether you can say that nowadays, to be honest. Might get cancelled on that. I know people have been watching this channel very, very intently to try and cancel me. I enjoy it, to be honest with you. But, I mean, Kieran, speaking of pre-season, players left behind, do you think there will be any players left behind? There's a nice elusive list of names along here. Should really be in gold, but I don't have the option to do it in gold, just to highlight them. But do you think there will be any players left behind on pre-season talk? Because we have done it before.
I think Jack Clark. I think Jack Clark will be sold. He's only got a year left on his deal. Sunderland are reportedly looking to take him on, and a few other Championship clubs are interested in him. So I can see him going. And then I suppose it just depends if we've got any offers, because I don't know. I think Jack Clark for sure won't be involved. Joe Roden depends on whether a deal comes in for him before. I feel like he's going to go. I feel like it just really depends on what offers we have on the table for him before. Obviously, if there isn't any, maybe he's on that plane to pre-season. But if an offer comes in before that, I don't think he's involved. And to be honest, potentially the same, with the likes of Winks and other people, like Hill as well. I don't hate Hill. I don't have anything against Hill. I actually kind of thought he brought a bit of energy with him, even though he kind of didn't have any end products. There was always that energy when he came on the pitch. But I feel like he's not the type of the type of player Conte wants right this second. So I feel like if there is something that comes in for him, like a loan or something like that, I feel like we will take that, and he probably won't be involved. So I think literally all the names you've said, it just depends on, do we have a deal for them? Is it, do we want to accept that deal? If yes, then they won't be involved. But if we don't accept anything, maybe they'll come.
Yeah, look, for me, I think, I've said this earlier on, I think Harry Winks, because he's been a good boy, his attitude is right, even though he's crap, still think he'll go. Same with Joe Roden, still think he'll go. The Celso Ndombele, I would actually leave behind. I'd lay down a marker. You're not having any football coming up this season. You're not even going to pre-season. Try and find yourself a new club. I think it'll also force them to force their agent to try and make a move happen as well. That would be absolutely ideal. I just want to take a quick minute to big up Nick. Look, this channel has afforded me some wonderful moments that I thought would never, ever happen off the back of talking about Tottenham on YouTube. Like I said earlier on, Ellie getting me to the West Ham game. Jack getting Jack to the West Ham game. We are Tottenham TV boys bringing me on my first away day. This channel has afforded me such nice things. Moondog sending me out the coasters and stuff like that. It's absolutely unbelievable. And it just keeps getting better. Nick has got me a signature of the one and only Big fucking H, baby, from the golf event at New York. Nick, I absolutely love you. I nearly started to cry when I seen it. I nearly started to cry. In fact, I did. I'll be honest, I'm trying to be big, but I had a little cry. Right? Because I absolutely love this guy.
Don't lie, David. You went screaming around the house celebrating while you were crying.
Yeah, honestly, I did. I'm trying to be hardy, Kieran. I'm trying to be the big guy, right? But I did get super, super excited, super, super emotional. And it's a bit like Ellie and my dad, Philip Brady, getting like Glenn Hoddle's signature. And I just want to say thank you, Nick. Absolutely unbelievable. You're an absolute fucking legend. I'll forever be indebted, and it'll be framed as soon as it arrives here, my man. Absolute legend. Harry Kane's signature on the wall, and it will be put up. You are an absolute beast, my man. Nick, you fucking legend. I'm over the moon. But sorry, Kieran, back to you now, my man. I just had to do it.
No. That's a deserved
Hopefully
segue.
nobody in on post swipes it. They see the KV signature and they swipe it. Hopefully that does not happen. But big up, Nick. What an absolute legend. Absolute legend. I'm so over the moment. I can't wait. When it comes, I might just have to put it in my arms and cry in my bed for a little while in the fetal position because it means so much to me. But big up, Nick. What an absolute legend. Kieran, Bergwijn, you sad to see the fucker go?
I think sad is maybe the wrong word because I'm not sad. You know, it's not, I don't know. It doesn't feel like when other players have left the club in the past that have been there for ages, you know, kind of done a lot for us and then they leave and you feel really sad that they're going. You don't want them to. Feel Stevie, it's one of those ones where you're not sad, but you're just kind of disappointed. Not disappointed in him, but just disappointed in how it's worked out. You know, because there's been moments, you know, where you think, oh, maybe this is the point where he kicks on, especially this season.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, okay, no. And now obviously he wants to leave and it's, you know, it's just a bit of maybe I suppose we expected a bit more to happen across the time that he's at the club, especially the way he started his debut. And then, you know, I suppose even under Jose, people wanted him gone, but then he's shown some moments over this season where you thought he could maybe do a job, you know, under Conte as a backup or rotation at moments. But yeah, ultimately nothing's come from it. And if he wants to leave, then, you know, let him go. I don't really want people around the club if they don't want to play for the club and they want to be elsewhere.
Yeah, look, I agree. Look, doesn't want to be here, sack him off, get the next guy in that does. I think, look, the fact that we've had to spend money on him, plus pay Gareth Bale to be here, who took over, plus, you know, spend more money on Kulusevski, it's just not going to work out. He's never going to get in ahead of Son. And for both parties, I think it's just good to move on from it. And look, hopefully he has a good career at Ajax. I think it will work out for him. But look, it just hasn't worked out at Tottenham. And what I don't want to happen is Spurs fans going, oh, we let him go too soon. What if? Like I've already said, if my auntie had a set of balls, she'd be my uncle. So, you know, it's all this buts and maybes. The fact is, he's been here. We know it hasn't worked out. Tough titties. On you go. Hopefully your career goes well, but not too well, because I don't want you to win anything before Tottenham do. But
it's like if Musa Sissoko went to Watford and smashed it this season, would you be saying, oh, well, we should have held on to, you know, some people will be saying that, but you got to put things into perspective, don't you?
No, 100%. I agree. But look, Sissoko did smashed it into the River Thames. Still have the emergency crews out, still rolling down looking for it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Look, another player I'm so glad we got rid of. Thank God we're not sitting here anymore talking about Musa Sissoko bullying through people, but yet can't pass or shoot a football. I'm just so happy them days are gone, because that was absolutely atrocious. Winks, Sissoko, Aurier. Oh, I mean, we've come a long way, Kieran. We've come a hell of a long way.
Do you know what? I can't remember what the actual lineup was, but I saw someone posted the picture the other day, and it was like the lineup from our last Champions League game. And I was looking, I was like, Jesus Christ, how are we even in the Champions League with that lineup?
It's absolutely embarrassing. The fact that we entered the Champions League with that lineup, embarrassing. Although we got to a final, happy about that. Absolutely happy about that. Kieran, Lenglet, splits in a lot of opinions among the fan base. I see you active every single day arguing with people across Twitter, by the way. Keep it up. I love it. But what's your thoughts on Lenglet?
Look, I think this is one that it would have been no one's first choice. You know, I don't think it's anyone's first choice. It wouldn't have been mine. It's not one of the names that would have come straight to my mind. I've gone, let's go after him. But I think it's one that if you can't get the main targets, the reported deal is a loan with a potential offer to buy for €6 million. And we sit here and we say that, well, Davies and Dyer, maybe they're good enough just for now to do a job, but they're not good enough for the future. We need to upgrade on them. If Lenglet comes in on a loan, just as a kind of stopgap until January or next summer when we can actually get the proper target we want that's not accessible right now, I'd take it. If Conte is sitting there going, I don't want anyone else apart from these players, If I can't get them, I'd take Lenglet on loan because I think he can maybe do a job for a season. 100% take it, and that option for 6 million potentially means that he could come in if he does really well and he smashes it. 6 million euros is absolutely nothing, for a player, especially if we're in the Champions League again or we're looking to push. He can come in, potentially be a rotation or second choice option to that big player that we potentially do bring in, and then Dave is kind of as that third choice or moved on, whatever it is. Obviously he's aging a little bit now, so we need to be thinking about not only upgrading on him, but who is going to come in second, third choice, or rotation choice behind him or with him, next season. So, look, like I said, for me, not one that we would have jumped at, but, Conte's obviously approving these signings. There's no way we're making signings without him having a say.
Well, it did come out saying that Longley has approved this, that, he's actually wanted him. And look, Spurs went for him before. Spurs went for him, I believe, last summer, or was it last January? They went for Lenglet as well. So, look, for me, I can actually see the benefits. I'm glad we haven't gone and outlaid money somewhere else on someone like a Davinson Sanchez, who he's not really your first choice. He's not, you know what I mean? I'm glad that we've been reserved. We found a way of, okay, if you can't get Bastoni or Gvardiol, get Lenglet in. He's a player that, look, it's a risk. Let's be honest. It's a risk. But it's a risk that the more than likely will pay off. It's a risk that Conte will get something out of this guy. This guy also has a point to prove as soon as he moves away from Barcelona. The French squad for the World Cup will be named, October, November. So, I mean, he'd be hopefully pushing for that. And I actually think it will work out. If you see what Conte has done with Dyer and Davies, I don't think this is actually that much of, I don't think it's a huge risk or as much of a risk as people are saying. But to get him in on loan, 6 million fee, I think there's reports believe that if they want to sign him permanently, you add another 6 million onto that, and he's ours. I think it's a very smart move. I think it's very intelligent. At the end of the day, if you can't get your first choice, you have to get somebody in here. You can't go through another season. What if Davies gets injured? Davinson Sanchez is even worse on the football again. Even worse. We couldn't play football when he was playing across that back line at all. We could not pass out from the back. So I think it's definitely important we get someone in here. I'm actually, I'm happy with the business. I'm excited. Look, being honest, these players we would never have got here before. Never.
I actually think, like you said, I think it is a good signing. Like you're saying, if you can't get your first, second, third choice, like Bastoni, Gvardiol, they're the first two choices realistically. They're the first big names that are popping up that we're really interested in. It doesn't really seem like we're willing to go as far as maybe the clubs want for them, or they're just simply not going to leave this summer at all. Like clubs aren't willing to sell them. And that's kind of where I feel like there's a lot more potential upside in this loan deal than there is potential downside.
Yeah.
What the worst that happens is, look, he's not good enough. Well, then he won't play, But if it does work out, it has the potential to be a very good deal. And I think that this could be a player that does really well under Conte. A lot of the players that do well under Conte are the players that really want to prove something. Yeah. And he's been out of favour at Barcelona. His name's been slandered by people all across Europe. He's going to come in similar to what happened to Kulusevski. If you listen to that Kulusevski interview that he did on the Swedish podcast, he was saying that he had a really rough few months at Juve, and then he came to Tottenham and it's like a fresh start, and he was nervous, got that first goal, and he's like, never doubt yourself again. And then that's his momentum and his confidence has carried since then. And Longley is one of those ones as well. Name's been slandered, confidence is a bit in the mud, for the past few seasons. Go have a fresh start. You put in a good few performances, all of a sudden the confidence starts coming. He starts learning from Conte and listening to him, and you could potentially have a very good left-sided centre-back come in and doing a job for us, and then the potential to buy him for very cheap. And people are very much looking at his time at Barcelona, but not actually looking at his time at Sevilla. And the fact he was actually a respected defender when he was at Sevilla, went to Barcelona with high hopes, and pretty much it was the 8-2 game against Bayern. From that moment, everyone's just basically slandered him. A lot of people I see online are rubbing his name in the mud based on that game, and it's like, but that that's over a year ago, nearly 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
So we're really going to go back to that moment. If anything, it just shows that people haven't really watched him too much lately. Well, I suppose since then, and they're just picking on one pivotal game and pinpoint all on him, kind of like a scapegoat.
Look, I mean, I'll be honest. I think we're experts at that at Tottenham. I mean, Bentancur or Kulusevski were rejects before they've even put on a jersey, let alone kick a ball or do a training session. So I think we're experts at that at Tottenham, and I think that culture has to change. I think we have to start trying to see the positives in our signings. Look, I get why it's been like that. Like I said, we've been hurt, spent money bad, players coming in that have just not hit the ground running whatsoever. So I can understand that mentality, but we have to try and get rid of it. We really do. But Kieran, last question of the evening, my man. Do you think Tottenham can challenge for the Premier League title this season?
Depends on
what. You can say
what.
no if you don't believe. You can say no. I won't.
I am going to say no. I'm going to say no, but kind of with a asterisk next to it. Depends on what you consider being a challenge, because for me, a challenge is like Liverpool and City last year, where they are neck and neck, and they are really competing throughout the whole season. Because I think that early in the season, when teams are only just starting to build points, I think we can be in and around those and compete and be close to points. But I think as the season goes on, the points will probably open up that little bit more. I've seen a lot of people obviously say that, but we're the only team that got points against City and Liverpool. And it's like, but can you go to City every season, expect to take 6 points from them and 2 points from Liverpool in both games? You can't expect that every season. It's not realistic. When you look at those teams play each other, that's not how it goes, so you can't just take the anomaly of this season, how we've done it, and just apply that and say we're definitely going to do it next season. Especially how strong those teams are and how good they are. For me, I think early on, I think we'll probably be close. I think then we'll probably slip points behind towards the end. For me, I think third is what we should be aiming for and closing the gap considerably. If we close that gap considerably, that you're kind of going, wow, okay, we've closed that from a 20 gap point, more than that.
22.
To, if you close it by any decent amount, I think you'll probably be happy, as long as we play well and it's not up, down all season. I think people will be happy, and then fingers crossed, hopefully we can win a trophy of some sort.
I think you make a very good point there. I think, look, ultimately you want to close the gap on them and, finish third. I think that would be a good season. But you know what, Kieran? I just look at that Chelsea game away, second game of the season. I think if we go to Stamford Bridge and we turn them over, I think this team goes on to make a substantial bid at the title. I really do believe it. I think if we go to Chelsea and get turned over, I think, yes, we'll finish third, but I think I think we could make a stab for the title, but I think ultimately we'll fall short. But we beat Chelsea. I think we're right in the race. I really do. I like that fixture. I think it's tasty. I think it's a nice time to get that one out of the way. Plus, you look at the signings. I think it's definitely
the perfect time. Sorry to interrupt you. I think it's the perfect time to play Chelsea. You think that they've struggled towards the end of last season. Their defenders have just gone. You want to play them early when the defense isn't settled. And their team isn't fully ready and got that momentum after they've started to rebuild it. So, especially it's away. If it was the home fixture, I'd kind of be going, well, it's home, I suppose, still that'll give us a bit of momentum, but we have an awful record at Stamford Bridge. So to get that one while they're a bit unsettled, that is the perfect time. I wouldn't want them first game of the season. Generally the home team wins first game of the season. So, realistically, you probably want them kind of second, third game, which is what we do have.
No, it'd be absolutely unbelievable. But Kieran, I mean, what can people expect coming up on your channel, buddy?
I have a few things actually. Sorry?
First of all, tell the people what the name of it is, my man.
No, it's Let's Talk Spurs is the name of the channel. And it's at @Let's_Talk Spurs on Twitter as well. Obviously, I've done videos with Jack and Darius from Pax and Road TV. Recently, we did a stream last week, kind of identifying, what do Tottenham actually need to do in the transfer window. We discussed ins, outs, the foreign quota, how, what that means for in the league and obviously Europe as well, and potential ways to fix it or work our way around that, and different other things like that. And then looking to come up, I've got like players that are going to impress in pre-season, just kind of a short list, ranking teams business this season. Just kind of like bullet points of things that I want to see this season from the team. Not necessarily like win a trophy and things like that, but more outside shout, little things that I want to see, and some kind of more in-depth analysis. And there will be a lot of other videos, but right now I kind of need a dancing partner for some of them, so I will be hitting you up for some of them.
Feel free, my man. I will warn you, as a guest, sometimes I can go on a bit long, but look, hey ho, I love talking Tottenham.
David, I'm that way. Honestly, I have to apologize to Jack every week. I go on a 5-minute rant on one question.
Look, that's what it's there for, my man. That's what it's there for. Plenty of things to say. That's what good players always have, lad. Plenty of things to say on each topic.
It's better to have too much to say than nothing to say.
Exactly, lad. Exactly. There's nothing worse than him asking you a question and you having nothing to say or giving him a one-word answer. But guys, get over and check out Kiro's channel. Here is the link. He's on 184 subscribers. Let's see if we can push him to 216. Don't think it's a big ask, guys. So if everybody could get over there and smash that subscribe button.
And actually, can I actually just mention something else? It's not to do with my channel. But Ellie obviously brought it to my attention last week on my stream, and obviously I know she's been supporting a lot, so I thought maybe I'd mention something that I know is something big for her. Obviously, the Spurs women's team are actually having their first tour this season in America. So obviously I know we've got a few people from the States that watch the channel. I know some of them might not be able to go to Asia or other countries to watch us in pre-season, but if you're interested in supporting the women, obviously they are doing a tour in Louisville in Kentucky from the 14th to 20th of August this summer. So if you are near the area and you want to support the women and go down, then do go and get involved, support the women, because they deserve it. They've been improving season upon season, and it's nice to have the women's game improving.
No, 100%. Look, the ultimate aim is to get it at to a level where the men's game is. And look, absolutely brilliant point. If there is anybody around, and you can't get Dick Korea, go down, support the women's team, support them. At the end of the day, same club as the men's team, represent the same club. So get down and support them. An absolute brilliant point from Kieran. But look, I think we've come to the end of the show. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed me hosting. I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I've missed my right-hand man and Jack today, but hopefully we got through it okay. We have Ellie with the super sticker. Big up, Ellie. I'll just go and see what that super sticker is, my dear. Give me 1 second. And it is sending love. It's a pear. It's a pear shape. A bit like me, Ellie. A bit of a pear with my belly. I'm a bit of a pear, but absolutely love that.
Is it a pear or a peach?
Look, it's green, so we'll go with
Is she saying you got a nice peachy bum, or is it a pear?
No, look, my missus tells me that. Actually, I get an awful lot of compliments on my arse. I don't know why. A lot of people say it's juicy. But Ellie, big up for the super sticker. Absolutely love it. Sending love this way, and I'll be here to receive it all day long. I'll start catching them love hearts. Big up. And she says, Troy Parrott, David, where does he stand now? Will he get in a look in or another loan? Interesting one here now, Ed. Very, very interesting. Look, for me, when it comes to Troy Parrott, as you know, I've been on Troy Parrott watch since the end of the season. And I've seen massive improvements in this guy from when he made his first team debut under Pochettino in that cup game. I'm trying to think of the team it was. No, it wasn't Wickham. It was another team that wears blue. But he made his debut, couldn't really get involved in the game. Since then, he's gone out on loan, didn't work out. But he's had a switching mentality, a switching mindset. Fucked off the likes of Dele Alli and the bad people he was hanging around with. A lot of bad people. Fucked them off, changed his lifestyle, now living the life of a footballer. Dedicated, training harder. Brilliant end to the season under MK Dons. Brilliant end to the season in an Ireland jersey as well. Really took his opportunities. Probably our best player, in my opinion, across them 4 games. I thought he was outstanding. He played 3 out of the 4. Thought he was outstanding. He's getting stronger. Physically, he's getting stronger. He's getting braver on the ball as well. He can now beat players. He knows where the net is, able to hold up the ball. He likes to make things happen, and I like that about him. Also, out in where was it? That famous place out in Mykonos, some famous sports training center. Early in there, before preseason even started. What I will say, Ellie, is he's given him the best chance to make an impact this preseason. He has given himself the best chance. Now, whether it happens or whether it's come too soon for him with the signing of Richarlison or that, I'm not so sure. I think, look, with the options we have, Lucas, Kane, Son, Kulusevski, and Perisic can also play up there if needed. I think it would be wise to get him and Dane Scarlett out on loan. Let Troy Parrott continue his development. Send him to the championship. See if he can do it there. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of players that have played lower league and Premier League. And a lot of them say between Premier League and championship, the only real difference is that everything is done so much quicker. So if you can handle yourself in the championship and you have another level to go to, you will inevitably make it in the Premier League. I think Troy Parrott has given himself the best chance. If he is out on loan, hopefully he can continue that. Because he did say himself, it's not this season he's looking to get into the team. It is the season after. So he's definitely on course, Ellie. But look, let's wait and see what happens.
One thing, actually, just to speak on top of that, is I was having a discussion actually on Twitter with someone that we're talking about, like Dane Scarlett and other people. Where would a likely loan spot be? And I mentioned potentially going back to MK Dons. Obviously, he's loved down. They had a really good start. They didn't get into championship, which obviously the only concern. However, if he can go back into that team, continue smashing it, and he will be given game time and time to develop. It could be another one that really sets him off. And when I said MK Dons, I had about 10 MK Dons fans like retweeting it, just absolutely begging to have him back. They literally love him. They were like, if we can get this, the things I would do are unspeakable to get this man back on loan. So, says highly of how he's developed, since his first loan move that didn't work out for him at Millwall.
Yeah, look, hopefully it can continue. And you know what? I'm delighted because I've always said this. As a young lad trying to make the game, you should never be waiting for someone to tell you what to do. If you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do, your chances of making it are dwindling. If you're proactive about it and you can get it yourself and you don't need people to tell you, your chances of succeeding dramatically increase. So long may that continue. Bobby K says, sending love to Ellie, who sends it to everybody and everyone and anybody. If only half the world was like her, we would all be in paradise. Love you, Ellie. Look, if half the world were like Ellie, Bobby K, this channel would be on 200,000. In fact, this channel would probably be on 1 million and would probably be bigger and better than AFTV, my man. Look, Ellie's support is incredible, but that comes from her love for the club. That's where that comes from. If she didn't love the club, she wouldn't support any of us, and that's where that comes from. Her deep, dying love for the club that her father gave her, that she still continued on till this day. But big up Bobby K, my brother. I really do appreciate the support, my man. Absolute legend. And then Tottenham Tantrum Gold with a super sticker. Let's see what he sent in. And he has done, let me see, Dermot. Give me 1 second, Dermotron. And he's just saying a goodbye. Big up, Dermot, my man. Really appreciate that. Goodbye to you as well, my man. Goodbye. Not goodbye. See you tomorrow, my man. Look, we are going to end there. I want to say a massive, massive thank you to you guys out there for helping me get through this stream. Your comments, likes, subscribes, absolutely unbelievable. Special mention to the people who helped support this channel with super chats. You have no idea how much it helps myself and Jack succeed, and also gives us the scope to do more with this channel, get better content. And look, absolutely unbelievable. Look, we were trying to get our hands on training footage and Premier League content, but the price of it is absolutely insane, and nothing myself and Jack will ever be able to afford. But we will save for it and hopefully be able to get it for you for next season, so it goes an absolute long way. And look, special shout out to Ellie, who sent in some massive ones today. Absolute trooper, Ellie. Absolute trooper, and who, may I add, also opened the show and opened it lovely as well. We had a great discussion on all of the news. But look, guys, we will see you back here tomorrow We'll be doing a bit of a debate show. I have various topics in my armory to whip out and put one together. So hopefully we will see you all back here tomorrow. Make sure you look after yourself. Stay safe. A massive thank you to all the guests who have come on today as well, who make this fan show happen. Absolutely brilliant. And guys, preseason is only around the corner. Plenty of excitement. We'll be doing watch-alongs here for every single preseason game. And look, I can't wait to get Spurs play to watch the Antonio Conte documentary. As always, guys, exciting times ahead. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Conte, we trust.